You have to say okay.
Because it's like, would you like to start this hangout on air? Hi, everybody. Welcome to bonus content.
Go on.
Go on. It's you hit the start broadcast button and it says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" In another little pop-up window, and you have to say, "Okay." Very nice. Um. Hey, everybody. Welcome to bonus content. Low key. Well, let me just lean in here and get comfy. I'm Alex, Scott, Tony, Nobishin are here.
So, like,
Yeah,
on the topic of cooking buffalo chicken tenders,
sure.
I feel like when you go to a restaurant, they're doing it wrong. And
How
here's why.
so? Okay.
When you do it, first you gotta take the chicken, you gotta bread it with like some flour, garlic, salt, pepper, and cayenne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to fry them, pan fry.
Mm-hmm.
Then after all that's done, you chill them. Then you toss them in buffalo sauce. Then you bake them for about 5 minutes, and then you toss them in buffalo sauce again. I feel like that's the correct way to do it,
Like the
because
double
then you get like
saucing.
that. You get that nice buffalo feeling throughout
Mm-hmm.
instead of just the sauce, but it's not dry.
Yeah, because then it'll harden on the outside a little bit while it's baking.
Yeah,
I get you. That's like there's like the
otherwise you get
technique.
like soggy breading.
Yeah, there's the technique where you like when you're making wings in the oven, you can like sauce them a little bit beforehand, put them
Yeah,
in,
then you just
and then
get a little fresh mutz, a little blue
yeah,
cheese, put it in a sandwich, eat it up.
yeah. It's different like when you're making boneless though. I feel you can apply
Yeah,
the
for
same
sure.
thing to bone in, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I like where are the best buffalo chicken tenders, Tony, that you've
Yeah.
gotten out?
Out.
Yeah.
Um, there's a place, I don't remember its name right now, but there's a bar in Vegas that does pretty good ones, and their regular wings are also pretty good. But I
Okay.
can't remember what the bar is called, and I feel bad about it. Parkway Tavern.
There you
That's what
go.
it's called.
Parkway Tavern. Is that near you?
So there is one in Henderson, which is closer to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one is on the other side of Summerlin, which is in northern Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So the one in Henderson is super nice.
I'll say as far as like chicken, I've had the restaurant that I really like, the Woodbury Kitchen in Baltimore here. Um, they make like this just like chicken breast
Hmm.
that is just like
I mean, we're talking about breasts. We're already off to a good start.
Jesus. It's got like the skin on it, and like the skin is just thin enough. I'm so hungry. It's just like it's like perfectly cooked, so the skin will like just slice right through with the chicken, and the chicken also is like cooked well. It's perfectly seasoned. You can get down with some good chicken. Is all I'm saying. I feel you, Tony.
Hmm.
You can't just throw it in a deep fryer for 5 minutes and be like, "Well, these are boneless wings now."
Well, there you go. I drizzled some sauce.
I drizzled over here. I get you. Boom. I do have a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. I could use that to get myself fucked up tonight. You know
Get
what I'm
wing
saying?
drunk.
Get that wang drunk.
Hmm.
Um, how are you doing, Namishin?
I've been a mixture of things, but for the most part, I've been okay.
I'm excited. How's your new project coming along?
How's it coming along, or how's it happen?
How's it coming along?
I already did one episode of it already.
Yeah.
I did it with Andrew Taylor, friend of the show, and also Christian Puente at Pixel Brave. And that was really fun. We talked about the Death Note movie. Had a good decision or good conversations about it, and that's all I really wanted out of it. So like it was like super fulfilling as far as that.
Yeah.
Um,
Friend of the show, Gregory Blaney, might have been over the other night. He had some opinions about it, as you might imagine.
but yeah, it was more of like it's the stuff that like that we do on this show, like obviously constantly to talk about stuff, but like we can't really get to, or we highlight it and we just like, oh, we have to get on with the rest of the show, so like we can't really like dive deep as much as we would like to. So like that's the whole purpose of it, and that's like what I've been like craving for as of late, and I felt good. I'm expecting to do more. I got one scheduled with Kaylee with doing like the Bruce Timbers, which I'm really excited about. So I've like been rewatching like a whole bunch of like of the animated series of Batman and Superman and Justice League and stuff like that, just to refresh myself for what these things are. I kind of knew what they are, but like like I want some education about this. So like I feel like I'm educated. Like I know about a lot of stuff about it, but like I just wanted like a good refresher about it. So like I told me and Kaylee like, hey, let's just do a week about it. Just like rewatching some of this stuff, and so like we can like have like from a fresh view of like what these things are. Mm-hmm. Have one come out with you eventually with talking about Game of Thrones. I don't know like who will bring up for that, because like I don't know if you like anybody like you'll like actually want to have this conversation with.
The only person I can think of is like Jacob Bryant. Him and I are tentatively trying to schedule out our Life is Strange related spoiler cast, so maybe I could broach that to him in that conversation. So
yeah, like I just want that kind of stuff to happen, like the feelings of just like the stuff that's in our head, like whatever it is, like whatever's like in today's news or just like something that you've been super entertained about, like, oh, I just want to talk about this with somebody, like something you would say like over Discord or like Skype or something, but like just fleshed out and just have that whole like moment about it. Like even like the G Club just did their whole talk about Game of Thrones, like even though I don't know what they were talking about, like I was just interested like how passionate they were and how they talked about it for like an hour and a half, just like the current season, how different it is from the books and stuff like that. So I was interested.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, the format of this show is built around having conversations versus like hitting a bulleted list. I think there's like you set up the list so that you have conversations about the things on the list, right? Versus like just feeling like you're doing a checklist, which some gaming podcasts where they talk about what they've been playing are like, depending, Yeah. That's again pulling from that format of the Giant Bombcast.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't dislike that format, because we do it every week and I love it. But like when we, it's like when you want to talk about something, like if I want to talk about Game of Thrones, and like I don't want us to go through like a whole like maybe 20 minutes of just like introducing ourselves or pimping ourselves, stuff like that. Let's make the topic the forefront of what I want it to be about, and then like maybe after all of that, then like we'll talk to the chat and like say what we're from and stuff like that. But other than that, like I just want like, with like if someone coming in, it's like, oh, I want to know what do you think about like the Death Note movie. Just like boom, let's like get it right then and there. Just like know what you are all about as far as that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that. It's kind of like what bonus content is,
where
we just kind of jump right into it. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad the first one went well. What's it called for people watching?
It's called Fresh Off the Dome.
Great.
Yeah. Like it's not something I really want like too big or anything like that. It's more just like a catharsis type of thing. Like I feel like I want to talk about something. Or I feel like people want to talk about something or have a conversation about something. So I just want that to be an outlet for it. I don't really like need it to be like on podcast areas of your choice. It's more just like just getting to talk out, and like if you really want to hear our opinions about it, just like look up the YouTube and like subscribe and just look forward to that.
Yeah, that's how I just give it so more people can find it and then maybe be a part of it as well. Cool. How's your week been outside of that?
It's just mostly been work. I'm currently house sitting right now. Mark and Katie are in Atlanta for DragonCon, so like I have to take care of the house, have to take care of the animals. So that's what I've been doing. Well, for the most
sitting in front of your door.
Well, it's not my room anymore, but like they did shit inside Mark's office, so I had to clean that up. One of the cats is having a pee problem, just like pissing everywhere. She needs to get fixed, so I have to keep her locked inside this like a downstairs room for where the cats are at, which is a nice room and everything, but like it's been hot lately and they haven't been out of that room the entire time, so like it's just like cat hell for them. Because like anytime I just like try to go down there for like a half a second, just like to give them food or something like that, they try to like break through the door. And like I know Kyo, like one of the like the I would say like the middle child cat, or you would say, she actually like climbs up to the window and just like hangs from the window and just looks to me through the window, just like this open me, just get me out of this fucking room. She just can't take it, so it's funny.
Yeah, I have those kinds of cat woes as well. Only Gus likes to go out on our deck and then just like lay there, and then we're like, okay, it's time to come in now. And then he just stares at us, and I'm like, I'm closing this door, and he'll lay there for hours, but then he'll just start whining. It's great. He only got left out there in the rain once, so I'll consider it generally a success. I remember just because I grabbed a towel and I grabbed him and I wrapped it around him and carried him inside like a rescue person. I don't know. But yeah, finicky cats for sure. How's your week been, Scott?
Pretty chill.
Yeah. Do you start school yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
This time around, the semesters aren't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being the round trip from school and back being, what was it, 13 hours?
Yeah. Right.
For every 2 days, the round trip is now 6 hours.
Okay. Much more reasonable.
Right. So I'm there at school for about 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of that is driving back.
Yeah.
Driving, to and from.
Yeah. Not bad. I gotta get you to listen to podcasts while you're driving someday.
Nah.
I'll break you. Make you a Bombcast fan yet. Cool. Is it like looking out to be an also engaging semester where you actually take classes that you like?
Where I learned stuff this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's worth noting, and we'll talk about this again in the show proper. Now that everybody has given me the okay, we will be switching back to Friday recordings very soon, probably before the end of this month, which is exciting for me. I liked recording on Fridays. I don't know if you guys have any strong opinions about it, but I like it.
Fuck Friday.
Wow. All right. I thought like TGI Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. But that's just me. How's life, Tony? How are you?
That's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Is it full of
I'm gonna spare you guys the. I had like the worst night of my life last night.
Oh boy.
But I'm gonna spare you guys that because it's for Scott's knowledge, it's technically still not over.
Oh boy. Are you like still awake? Is that what that means, or
no?
Okay.
Though somehow I slept okay last night, but it doesn't make any sense. But
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Yesterday was a fucking experience.
You're about to have the best podcast of your life, though.
Hell yeah.
See?
Fuck yeah. I mean, I can get into the story if you want.
I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know.
All right, so I'll start from the beginning of the day, which was just kind of annoying, and then I'll get into the nightmare that was later that night. And I'll spare you some of the details, because like I spared Scott some of the details, because it's imagine that it's even worse than what I described.
Okay.
Sure.
So anyway, Griffin left yesterday morning to go to PAX in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That I preface this with that just so you know I'm alone in this house right now.
Got it.
So, first thing I get up at like 9 a.m. And this is like the beginning of my annoying day. Like I get a text from Griffin. He's like, "Hey, I'm off. Make sure that you grab the Winder Farms order off of the doorstep because it's 100 degrees outside every day, and we get like milk and cheese delivered weekly."
Mm-hmm.
And they put it in a cooler with like some like this little ice sheet thing basically. So you've got like 30 minutes to get it or the milk is hot, So anyway, I go and I open the front door and we have a cooler that's just sitting out there. But on top of the cooler, there's a bag. And in the bag is our Winder Farms order. So I was like, that's weird. So as I die, I take out the bag and I take it inside, come back outside, open the cooler, and am greeted by milk and cheese that we left in there for a week because we forgot to get it last week. So it's super gross. I have to take that to the back of the house, throw all that away, and rinse all that out. So that wasn't a fun start of my morning. But anyway, fast forward to 8-ish p.m. I've had a normal day. And I'm like, all right, I need to go and start cooking dinner. So I do that. I go and I start to cook, and then I made all of the chicken tenders yesterday, and then I turned them into buffalo chicken tenders today. So I was doing all that. Like, I had oil going. I was frying shit up, and right in the middle of this like cooking process that I cannot stop doing, right? Because like oil leaving that cooking stuff is kind of a bad idea. I turn around and I see a thing on the floor. And for those of you who don't know this about me, I have this irrational fear of small rodents.
Oh my god!
And there's a fucking giant mouse sitting in the middle of the kitchen. And so I turn around, it sees me turn around, fucking bolts. And I'm immediately freaked the fuck out. And I will then spend until 1 in the morning. Remember, it was 8 p.m., so I finished cooking at like 8:05. So I then spend until 1 a.m. turning over all the furniture in the house trying to find this fucking thing and chasing it around. In the middle of that, I have to take a shower. I have to do all this other stuff, but like, I was running around. I had a metal bat in my hand, basically. Like, in our closets, we have like these metal silver poles that you can hang shit on. I took one of those off, and I was trying to chase the mouse around, and eventually, like, I would just have like one door in the house open at a time and try and corral it over that way. And it was like I was blocking under the doors to try and like section off places so it couldn't go there, and it would just push its way through. It was awful. I like at a point I was like, I gotta tell someone about this. So I went when I got in Discord and I was like, Scott, I'm having a shitty time.
And I'm like, okay, that sounds nice.
And everyone was like, cool, dude, have fun. And I was like, sweet. So anyway,
Right. Yeah.
So for 5 hours, I chased this thing around. Like, the state of the living room at that point was like couch on its back, so there's no space under it. Like, the love sack's just in the middle of the room. Like, there's nothing against any of the walls. Like, I had to go in Griffin's room, and all of the clothes on the floor of his closet, I had to put them on his bed so I could chase this thing around. It's awful. And I still like, and like the end part is like, I don't know if the mouse is still in here. Because he might have run out through one of the doors while I had them open, but I didn't see it ever leave, and I definitely spent the last 2 hours not ever finding it. So that was awful.
So you just like living in a nightmare world.
Yeah, I'm currently living in a nightmare, and Petey, our dog, is like super not okay with the whole experience because I was running around with like a metal pole yesterday, trying to and so he was just like chilling. He was like, I'm gonna hang out in this bathroom and you do your thing, dude. But like, he's not the kind of dog who would chase a mouse around like you would want him to. So he was no help at all in finding this thing. And I was like, why do all of these things happen like the second Griffin leaves? Like, it's so much easier to track a small rodent around when there's two people. So yeah, that was and remains awful because now I just don't know if it's still here.
We can hope that it's not, though.
Yeah. What you should do is you should check the kitchen cabinet and see if it's anything.
All the cabinets are fine. I kind of like isolated where like the droppings were, and I cleaned all that up. But like, yeah, it was awful. I was going insane. So that happened then earlier this week. Also, I'm woken up at about 3:30 a.m. by Griffin coming in. He's like, hey, I need your help, dude. And I was like, what's up? So he was like, my room is flooded. And I was like, what? So apparently, like, because he had fallen asleep on the couch that night, and then he went to go into his room, and he stepped in water, and first he dismissed it as like, oh, maybe I forgot to let PD out, and he had to go to the bathroom inside. But then he took another step, and there was way too much water for it to be. It was more water than PD is big.
Oh no!
So he turns on the light, and there's like an inch of standing water throughout his entire room. And like his closet, like it's like 2 inches of just water. Like, so he wakes me up, and we're like, what? How? Like, it rained today, but there's no, like, it didn't come from there. But anyway, so we spent hours cleaning this up. And, like, Griffin had to go into every gas station in Boulder City and buy all of their paper towels. So we clean all that up, and then After
Were you
that,
guys using regular towels and then drying them?
yeah, we used all the regular towels in the entire house, and then we dried them, and then we ran out of more towels. And while they were drying, we used paper towels. So we finally get all of the water cleaned up, and then we're like, okay, I go back to bed. This is now. I woke up at like it was like 3:30. It was like 5 a.m. I went back to bed. So an hour and a half of just awful cleaning up water. And then Griffin wakes me up again at 7, so 2 hours later, because he had gone to the living room without like looking in his room, and he was watching the 100 on Netflix. Then he comes and wakes me up, and is like, "Dude, there's more water." And I was like, "What do you mean there's more water?" So we go back in, and all the water is back. So we clean up all the water again, and at this point, we're like, "What? How? Why? Like, what happened to make all this water?" Turns out we had to, at this point it was 7 a.m, so people were starting to be awake, so we called Griffin's dad, who knew a guy who does plumbing and stuff in Boulder City. So we sent those guys over, and we took a look, and it turns out like in Griffin's bathroom there's a door that goes to the outside because of building code or whatever, and their baseboard under that door, water was just bubbling up out of it. So yeah, that's like, so basically like we jammed that, and then it would like it with paper towels, and then it would just soak the paper towels and then start running through the rest of the room again. So they cut open the wall on the outside of the house and find that when they were doing like wall work or installing like the mirror or whatever, they put a nail into the wall, which pierced the water line for the shower. But it made a hole so small that it didn't leak. It just took like 4 or 5 months to rust the nail away. Then the nail fell out. The entire wall thing started building up of water, and then it had nowhere to go, so it was leaking out under the door. Oh. So there's a big hole in the outside of the house right now that's blocked up with plastic. So that's good. That's been my week.
That's a rough week, Tony. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I mean, like,
water. It's too wet.
The water part was fine. That was more like, we're going to a water park. This is a fun adventure. Yesterday, that was awful.
Yeah.
Like there was a point, and I forgot to mention this. There was a point where like I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was like, okay, I have to get in the shower. I have to get all this other stuff done. Then I can go back to turning the house inside out. And so I go to get in the shower, and I go to slide open the shower door, and the mouse jumps off the shower door, runs out the door behind me. And I was like, I fucking died. Like it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. But yeah, so here we are.
At least you didn't have to fight off a war, like a brood of spiders.
That would have been almost as bad.
Yeah. So I feel you.
Yeah.
I've definitely had to fight off way too many spiders. Well, 4 weeks aside, I mean, like, my week was, I don't have anything to add to that. It's more of a, I chilled. I got a lot of stuff done this week. A lot of cleaning. I wrote a lot of good stuff. I made progress in video games. I feel pretty accomplished about, like, generally how my week went. It just wasn't explicitly interesting. Do you guys want to talk about what we've been watching? I don't know if you wanted to throw anything in here, Nabishin.
Yeah.
What you got?
I watched Good Game.
Oh, how is it?
I'm not really a fan of it.
Okay.
I'm not really a fan of like modern TV show, which is more or less is. It's just like, it could just be more edgy as far as like what they say, because like cuss and shit like that.
It seems like a very like Dan Harmon show, like, and like he did Community, or he helped do Community. He does Rick and Morty, which I enjoy that kind of show, so I might enjoy it. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you'll probably dig it. Like it definitely has like a Community type of vibe with like individuals, and like individuals stand out by like their weird personalities that all of them each have, and like they try to tackle it once every episode type of thing. So like yeah. But yeah, I wasn't really interested in that, to be completely honest. But I think I'll finish it off. The only reason I subscribe to or even try to check it out, because Aaron put up the call to saying like, hey, YouTube Red really helps us as creators. It's like the LTA apocalypse and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, well, I always say support what you love, so and I watch a lot of YouTube stuff, so I was like, sure, I'll sign up for YouTube Red and just check it out.
Yeah, I gotta support my boys.
This is
Oh shit.
free.
Is he cutting out for you guys as well, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a second there, I thought I was dying.
Okay, yeah, I was very confused. Hi, Noption.
Hey, hi.
There you go. There he is.
Hey.
All right. The rest of that is a audio version only.
Except there's no
We're,
audio version of this.
Nah, you'll make it work.
Okay, yeah. Let me just do some magic real quick. Yeah, it cut off like when you were talking about YouTube Red. So.
Oh, all I said was YouTube Red is just it's just a super expensive ad free. So that's literally all it really is, because it's like $12 or $13, and you just don't have ads for your videos, which is great as far as that, because
Have you taken a look at any of the YouTube Red only content?
no, because I don't care about that.
Watch the Game Grumps YouTube Red thing.
That's what we were talking about, but the only other one that caught my eye was the MatPat, like the Game Theorist one. Everything else seemed like whatever.
I mean, you still have it?
YouTube Red, yeah. I mean, I'm under still the free trial, so I still got like a whole month before I actually stop that. But I think I'll let it ride for a little while. Like I said, just supporting. It says it helps more YouTubers more than just anything else. I was like, sure, I'll just use that.
Yeah, like that's what I did with CISO when the Mabim Bam show came out. Like I watched it in a free trial, but I let it ride for a month just so I could throw a few bucks that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did anybody else watch the Death Note movie? Just their opinions?
No, I need to.
I was going to.
It's worth the watch.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I have the ability to watch it. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's totally worth the watch. I'm not saying it's good, because I don't think it's good, but it's worth the watch to get more appreciation for what you already know, and kind of see because it's fascinating watching that movie, because it's one of those things sort of like Suicide Squad or whatever, where it's you couldn't get this more wrong as far as interpretations to something, but there's still good stuff in it too. Ryuka's fantastic. The character Mia is fantastic, because she's different from Lisa, who was pretty much an airhead, and the girl. I'll just say the girl for in this movie is actually more interesting than Light, because Light is not who you want it to be, and the interpretation that they have of him is just not good, and L is another thing in general. I don't really want to get into that, but yeah, I still say it's worth the watch. I think it's something everyone should watch, honestly, just for having an opinion about it.
Nah, not good. Not gonna waste my time. Nope.
I mean, I can understand why you would want to, Scott. I'm curious. It's what, 2-hour movie?
Like a minute 30, I think.
Okay. I could give it a shot. I just I was really interested, and I was a little bit excited, but then obviously all of the everything that came up about it, so I might wait till it blows over a little bit.
Is there hot Shinigami sex in it?
No.
Is there not in the original Death Note?
No.
So I'm very confused.
There should have been, no.
I would have been.
It's a
down with
Netflix thing, so
Yeah. Did they say the fuck word?
Oh yeah, they cuss a lot in there.
Okay.
Lots of good gore in that.
Okay. I'm actually I'm falling behind on the things that I'm watching. The thing that I religiously don't miss every day is the Game Grumps 1,000-Year Door series, which is just brings me infinite joy. I don't know if there are a few Game Grumps series that are some of my all-time favorites. This is absolutely one of them. It's just supreme joy. Even if Dan's bad at the game, I don't care.
Dude, every game Dan plays is great.
I'm having a great time with it.
Speaking of Game Grumps, by the way, I probably have to actually take back something that we made a decision on a while ago in our game of the year as far as like worst game, and like because I finally got around to watching them play Sonic Boom. I'm like maybe
Oh, yeah.
like 30 episodes in, so
That game's awful, dude.
It's
I didn't-
fucking something, huh?
I didn't realize how broken that game was.
Mhm.
Has it gotten to the infinite jump part yet?
Oh yeah, like I guess I'm 30 episodes in, so like you just like this episode is dedicated to just that.
Oh, man. What a ride
It's a good watch because it's so awful.
Oh, yeah. It's real good. I had a great time watching it. They were very into it. So
Cause like I was like wondering like what was the other thing that went against it? Cause I remember. Because it was Justin was there at the time too. Because I remember we was somewhat defending it, saying like, "Oh, like it can't be that bad." Because like it's just for kids, it's not for adults, and like
I
we're
remember
just being
specifically saying no, it's that bad.
but like it was up against Duck Dynasty and some other game. Like I can't remember.
Yeah. I think Duck Dynasty won, but
No, it was another game that won. I'll look it up later. But like yeah. If I had actually seen that stuff, then like
It's
yeah.
fucking funny, dude.
that's where It's Snowing on Mount Fuji comes from.
It's to the point where it's so bad that it's worth money to pay to watch somebody else play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would support
Exactly.
that with my ad dollars. Yeah, no, that's just a great series too.
Do you
getting-
want to like? Oh, go ahead.
I was just getting to be about time for my annual Wind Waker rewatch, so
Oh yeah.
I have to hit them up.
For sure. Did you want to give your top levels impressions about this Game of Thrones, Alex?
So yeah, sure, because it's over now. Game of Thrones is very good, and I enjoyed it a lot. So like, the reason that Game of Thrones is good now is not the same reason that it was before. Like, I think I haven't really read a lot of it because I don't go on the Reddits. I feel like you have to go to Reddit to find really the complainers on the internet. For the things that I
Or you
like the
talk to
most.
me.
Or you talk to Scott. Well, you know,
Scott is Reddit, so
Scott is the physical embodiment of Reddit. So, you know,
I feel like I'm the physical embodiment of way too many things at this point.
it's your shtick, man. You got to roll with it.
Just embody things? Gross.
Just embody me. Fill me with video games. Yeah, so there, I understand why someone would really, really, really hate this season because, like, you know, Cameron Abbott, friend of the show, made that big joke about it becoming fan fiction, but like he also said it got bad after the Red Wedding, and that's just categorically false. And I understand that because it's like it's at the point where so many characters feel like they can't die. Where one of the cool things about Game of Thrones is the hero character who you kind of thought was the protagonist of the show dies at the end of the first season. Ned Stark, and it's like it's a big deal because it's like they actually
he's still my favorite character.
yeah, and he's a great character for the 9 episodes that he's in, and that's what makes it matter when he dies, and like his legacy lives on in his children, and they're kind of like the main characters now, and that's what makes the show great because like it feels like death has consequences, right? And it feels like there are consequences for your actions, and if you mess up, you're gonna get got, right? And there's a part of the season finale that very much feels like it. But Game of Thrones is in like such the end game at this point where it's like you could kill maybe 1 or 2 characters and like just kind of focus on the last remaining ones, but then like you wouldn't have what makes Game of Thrones great, which is like jumping back and forth between all these narratives with all these different characters and how they're interconnected. So this last season was very much like it all kind of worked out for the most part. Like no one really no one big really died. There are definitely like some big moments, but like it feels a little bit like some of the characters are untouchable as far as like death, which I think will change when it's like in the actual last 6 episodes, like the last season. So I could see why that'd be frustrating. It's like, well, like that just went the way that I wanted it to, and like there's not that pushback that you're used to getting from Game of Thrones. But like also it's really great because it feels like these characters have learned all these lessons over the 7 seasons of this show, and they've grown, and that they're smarter and cunning, and like they can survive in this world where they couldn't have before because of the experiences they've gotten through.
Can I throw out some potential spoilers by asking a question that is about a spoiler that, if it exists, is a spoiler?
Okay. Is this like for season 7 specifically?
Yes.
Okay, then fair warning to people. Skip the next 5 minutes. if you don't want to know. Shoot.
Okay, this is only because I've heard some internet rumors, but I'm curious. Does
Okay.
Jon Snow fuck the dragon lady?
Do you want me to answer honestly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't watch it.
Okay. Yes.
Sweet. All right, cool. Dragon sex.
Yeah. It's real hot too.
Incest is wincest.
Yeah, exactly. It's hot. So yeah, Game of Thrones is really great, and I like it. And they're dragons, and the dragons get to do a lot of stuff in this season, and it's real cool. So I don't know. They're like it ends on a very good, very Game of Thrones note. Like it's very much like a, this is it. Like it's all about to go down.
Have you been enjoying it? Like not necessarily the show, but like the the surrounding, because like this is one of the few things nowadays that you can like get like a group of people to watch together type of thing.
Yeah. I've been, dude,
I
loving
mean, I've been seeing your Snapchat. That's all I know. You're not brought it up.
loving it. Like I have been we've been having so much fun. Like every Sunday we get together, we grill, because we like my roommates bought a grill, so we've been making like brats and burgers.
Look, we all know Ethan has a grill.
Yeah, he has a physical grill and also a physical grill. Making brats and burgers and like hot dogs, and then we get together and we would just like put on Game of Thrones, turn off all the lights, and get all like snuggled up and excited. And I'm just stoked because it feels like an event, and it is an event, and it's just a lot of fun. So, yeah, I've been really really loving it. Partly for the event aspect of it, but also partly because Game of Thrones is great. So, there you are. There's your quick Game of Thrones hot take. I haven't watched. I'm now in 2 episodes behind on My Hero Academia, but I might like just let them like stack up so I can like binge through them at the end of the month.
Yeah, the season should almost be over. Probably after this like next big thing. Not big, but like this next event that's happening currently right now.
Will there be like a break between seasons? Probably.
Yeah, I would think so, because like the next thing is like going to like another location.
Okay.
And there's huge things to happen at that point. So like this should be like the last somewhat important thing that's happening right now.
Okay.
Good character development.
I'm excited. There's a lot of good character development on that show. So, I think that's all I've been watching. Other than Game Grumps. Game Grumps real good. Just as a friendly reminder, they got to announce more amiibos, and it was still fantastic.
You get any of those? Did you get any of them?
No, they were up for pre-order, right? I still haven't gotten the Shovel Knight one. I want to get that guy first. Although Spectre Knight looks real cool.
Are all the amiibos you have just the ones you put in your mouth?
Well, technically, I didn't put Wolf Link in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
But yes.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I only have, I guess I have 5. Mega Man, Boo, Donkey Kong, Wario, and Wolf Link. I want to get like the Breath of the Wild ones, but it's just a thing where like, because of my situation, I'm like on a much tighter budget, so I'm like, I'll just like roll these into a video game. I have pretty good temptation control, so. Except when it comes to spending frivolous money on food. That's what I've learned. Great at not buying toys, but very bad at not buying food. Shitty, terrible food.
Like, I could get this one extra cheese quesadilla from Taco Bell.
Pretty much. Or more accurately, this shredded chicken burrito, which I've gotten way into.
Yo, I'm recently really into the shredded chicken mini quesadillas off the value menu at Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
You get like 2 of those and you're fucking set for 3 days.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. You been watching anything, Scott?
Nope.
Okay. What about you, Tony?
I watched the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Invitational, all of it.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
How was it?
It was okay. It went about as well as, the first live event for any game that is not technically even released yet should have.
Fair enough.
Which is to say that there were problems, but all in all, it was okay. I think that I have some very specific criticisms, but they're based on, my opinion of the game. Where like I don't think that if they want it to be competitive and give out prize money and do all that any of the games should be played in third person. It's just strictly because of how you play. Like when you play third person, you can get a lot of information for free that you should be having to give up information to get. When you play first person, if you want to peek to see someone, that's the only way you're going to be able to like look around you if you're in a building or whatever. And when you do that, you give away information of where you are by physically looking out the window in order to gain that information. In third person, you can just sit in the corner behind the wall and use the third person camera to see what's there. And there's like a really good example of that happening during the Invitational. There was a fight battle between two guys. One of them was on one of the buildings that has a garage and an exposed roof with like a lip that you can come out onto. The other one was over in the hill line across from him behind a tree. And both of them would just sit there with their camera trained on where the other guy was, and neither of them had to peek. They just waited for the other person to get impatient, basically, because the other guys, one guy's prone on the ceiling and just looking over the side with the third person camera, no problem. The other guy's behind a tree and can see both sides around him, where if they were in first person, they'd both be staring directly at a wall. Yeah. So like a lot of that stuff happens. That's not it's not competitive, right? Because you're just sitting there and like just waiting, and it's you're not. There's no skill in laying on that roof and watching where the other person. And if, say, we're in first person, they would actually have to put themselves at risk to see where the other person is. It also makes a kind of shitty viewing experience because you're just sitting there like, these guys are laying here. That's cool. And, it went on for like a minute and a half. There that, and then like I think that a lot of it is like just the way that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, this comes from it not being done, the way that their observer mode works. It takes a good 4 seconds after switching perspectives to see everything, and has to load in the whole world around you. So when they're doing the stream, they'll have like 2 scenes on their streaming software. One of them is the current scene that they're watching. The other one is the scene that they're about to switch to. And because of that 4-second window, it was really hard for them to switch to relevant content all the time. Plus, there's 100 people all fighting each other all the time, So like a lot of it would be like you'd be watching people, who are actually fighting, and then the camera would awkwardly switch over to someone who had just finished fighting or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so like not being able to instantly do that, plus not having the commentators being the ones who controlled the observer camera was pretty rough because there was a lot of disconnect between what we were seeing, what they were talking about, and what was happening. Yeah. All that would be ironed out, obviously, in further competitions and if with improvements to the spectator mode. But those were my big criticisms. But all in all, like I thought that the event was good. Like the games were good. It was cool to see people who were much less aggressive than they normally would be play with more skill than they normally would. Mm-hmm. Because you'd get down to the smaller circles with 45 people still alive, and then like a game on the regular server would be like 10. So it turned into a lot of cool stuff happening.
That's cool.
But I think the people running like the observer and all that just need to get that sorted out.
Did it feel like it like had a lot of pickup, like a lot of people were watching?
There were definitely a lot of people watching. Yeah, that game's real popular right now.
That's cool.
But that, and I think the games that were the most interesting to watch were the first-person games for that reason. But one half of one of the 3 days was first-person. Everything else was third. Okay. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good, though. I enjoyed it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see like the future of like events covering that game and everything.
Yeah.
All right. I think that wraps up our BC bonus content. British Columbia. Do you guys want to... I'm going to grab a glass of water real quick, and then we can get started.
Sure.
Huh, this water break is longer than I expected.
Woo!
Woo! I'm
Hey,
sweating.
boo-boo. Hey, Shaquisha. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Tequila? I don't know. That's the best I could come up with.
Nailed it.
Cool. I got a good update. We might hold off for a few minutes and then get Miranda in here.
Cool.
We can just talk about butts and stuff in the meantime.
Pass.
Really? Smash. Huh? You get it? Smash or pass? Do you get it, Tony?
Smash or pass. Did you ever watch that video?
I think so.
Well, since we're holding up for a minute.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorite like meme videos, but memes that no one knows about. Videos on the internet. So I hope you're excited.
I'm very excited. All right. I have not seen this.
All right, what is this thing?
Fucking hot takes from Mirai.
It seems real hot. Anime edition.
Oh man, it's been a long time since I watched this.
Okay, I can't do this anymore.
You gotta do it. You gotta watch it. It's so good.
Did he got to the point where he pulled up Twitter? Because that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
5 minutes of pure gold.
Smash or pass.
It's so good.
Half of bonus content should just be us watching garbage that Tony sends us. "4K image." Oh my god, there's like a music thing for this. Shit was lit, guys.
All right, are we done watching it? I'm assuming we're not going to watch the entire 15-minute video.
It's 5 minutes long.
It's 5 minutes. I'm waiting for the tweet from Miranda just letting me know that she's ready to join.
Oh, okay. Oh. I thought it was 15 minutes.
No, it's 5.
It's 5.
Jesus. I'm sorry to our viewers right now that are just like hanging tight with us. PEASS. What? I'm just shaking my head ferociously. All right, I got 3.5 minutes in. That's the most I could do.
Oh, come on, dude. You gotta see it through.
All right, I'm gonna make a cup of tea so that way.
Maybe later, but I could only handle about 2 minutes of that.
Yeah, Nabashin, what, made it a minute and a half? I think that's Tony is the only one strong enough of all of us.
I fucking love him, dude.
He seems pretty funny. I'll give him that. I just
Wait.
can't.
I feel like I've done a disservice to our viewers because I didn't link the video in our YouTube chat.
I already did.
All right, that's good. Oh yeah, fucking NATO was watching Mirai with us when he was in Vegas. It was lit.
I'll be back. I'm gonna take this dog out for a walk.
Okay.
So I know PAX was a still going on, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything come out of it yet?
As I actually don't know. I have been kind of distracted over the past day, so
Tony, I've got a question for you.
I have an answer.
Scott Guthier, smash or pass?
Smash.
Hell yeah. Hear that, Scott?
Pass.
Damn, harsh.
I thought this was an open question.
Yeah, sure. Nabashin, I need your hot take.
Smash.
Smash. All right, let me get this link.
Scott, I'm doing it.
I don't know what you're doing, but go for it.
How you
All
doing in
right.
the chat, NATO?
Why
I'll
you
ask you while we wait.
see now you're at fault for this.
He's asleep, so never mind.
You know what? I'm cool with that.
All right, I'll let him know it's your fault.
Who's asleep?
Kodo. I was gonna let him use the bathroom, but he's asleep.
Oh, good. I don't know where Gus is. I think he's in Derek's room with him. I wish Gus would like
Gus is
hang out with me.
Fucking zonked out somewhere.
He's just zonked out on like catnip, just going fucking ham.
All right. When will I find out if somebody's mad at me or not?
Oh, NATO says, "What's up, Alex?" I was just like, "How's everybody in the live chat going?" It's Cam and NATO in there right now. Just want to see how you boys are doing. Somebody gave us a thumbs up on this video, which I appreciate. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I just realized Marina was going through that dumb Windows thing. That takes
Yeah.
like an hour or two.
Yeah.
No wonder.
That's what was going on.
No wonder it's okay as well. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. She's about done though, so, and she says it's not too late for her. So she has to like make dinner for her family, so that's why she has to peace out early. Some people are upset in the tweets about that. I'm sorry that we do a 4-hour extravaganza over here.
It hasn't been 4 hours recently, and it's been fucking great.
Yeah. Ethan appreciated it last week when we skipped the bonus content, so I could come hang out. Then we watched a boxing match. It was all right, I guess. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, as people push each other. What's not to enjoy about that?
Well, I mean, the violence. No,
I still understand what's not to enjoy about that.
Fair enough.
How was his birthday? Did he have a good time?
Oh, he was very, very inebriated. So he says we did good. It's funny. The day after, because it was Game of Thrones Day, the day after, we were all getting together and making food. And he's like, "Did any of you?" Because he's got like this jar of pickles that his coworker made, like homemade pickles. He's like, "Hey, did any of you guys eat my pickles last night?" And I was like, "Ethan, you were in the kitchen feeding them to people last night." He's like, "I definitely don't remember that."
I was putting pickles in places that pickles should never go.
It's like, yeah, you and Chris were fucking hammered in the kitchen, like eating pickles out of the jar with a fork. He's like, I kind of remember that now, and I believe it. So I think he had a pretty good time. That's all I'm saying. Take on 24 like nobody's business. Oh boy. Oh, there's an Act 2 trophy list up. This is the real news that I care about. How did I do with the news now? Did I miss anything?
Oh, I look at it.
I made a pretty good bet also.
What was it?
I can read it to you now. It's more of like a sarcastic bet, but I'm pretty happy with it. On Amazon's top best-selling video games of next week, which will be higher, Destiny 2 or Knack 2? And by how many? It's really the question of like who is the king of twos, and I think we need to find the answer.
That's real good.
I'm glad you appreciate it. Oh. What is this Windows update that went out?
Huh?
What is this Windows update that went out?
I mean, it's just the usual one. Like, it's just one that like takes literally an hour for whatever reason. Like, it happened to me like a year ago. Like, I don't know why she just now suddenly got it. And maybe because like I know I'm a person who doesn't like ever turn off his laptop, and that was just like happening. This is something that just happened one day. So maybe that was her same situation.
Always getting those missing out like feel of the FOMO. That's what I'm looking for from all the PAX stuff going on. Bastards having fun and whatnot. Oh my god, look at this cat. I just like follow a lot of cat Twitter accounts at this point. I'm just sad and alone is all I'm saying.
Look who's talking. That's not really what I wanted to say. I wanted to say like, I'm pretty much saying me too. Whatever.
Yeah, I got you. But you have like cats actually around you now, or at least one. Is it a cat and a dog that they have?
They have 3 cats and a dog.
Jesus, that's a lot of cats.
Yeah.
So they've got like what, 4 litter boxes?
2 litter boxes.
Oh man.
Gotta change them every day.
Yeah. You're supposed to have one for each cat, and then an extra like neutral ground one. I'm not even kidding. That's like a thing. They talked about it. My brother would be recently. I'm like, this is fucked up. The cats are getting like more space in my house than I have. Let me I'll do my mic check in the meantime. Testing. What are you fucking laughing at now, Tony?
You know what I'm laughing at.
Is it still this video? Or are you just watching it again?
No, I had paused it and I unpaused it, and it only took like 3 seconds for him to make me laugh.
Something about lollies, other anime terms. A bunch of fucking monsters. I'll see if the chat ever responded to me. Doing good. We all talking Switch. Knack reference. Please delete IP. We were talking about H1Z1. Yeah, every season since has been getting worse. This is a culmination of that jumping the shark. The last 2 seasons have been bad. Yeah, that's been alright with me, Tony. Oh, NATO doesn't like the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones either. Like a bunch of fucking jerks. I'm Mario Rabbids. A lot of good vibes, good buzz on Mario Rabbids.
I watched the quick look.
Yeah. How does Giant Bomb feel about it? I'm like 6 months behind on the Giant Bomb cast.
Jeff likes it, but in small bursts.
Okay. That's fair. That's the reason I don't consider HZD Horizon Zero Dawn in my game of the year. Which is sad, but Zelda did it so good that made Horizon Zero Dawn boring to me after I played Zelda. Reserving my hot takes on this subject until game of the year. Ooh. I don't know what Cameron thinks of Zelda. I know he got a Switch recently, so.
Cameron always has to hide his stuff, man. Doesn't want to express himself. Oh, that'd be game of the year. That'd be a spoiler episode. I can't tell you who I like. God. Come on, Cameron.
Play with me.
Play with me.
Play with me. Fucking asshole.
I didn't go that far, but okay.
He did. He went in.
Cam knows I love him. I was talking to him like not too long ago. Oh, that's right. When we were booking this flight, we got 3 confirmed for the 3 booked flights for Extra Life now. So,
I know one. Who are the other 2?
Logan is booked and
Ooh.
Trevor is booked.
Okay.
I had a conversation with another person about booking as well, and then I'll work on the special guest next week.
Cool. Did you say did I hear right? Like you said last week, we were doing something in a hotel, maybe? Like maybe booking a hotel, not
Like
a hotel room, like
a conference room.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Or like a ballroom, I guess would technically be it. Looking as an option. Somebody proposed that to me, and it wouldn't be too expensive, I don't think. I have to make some calls, and I wanted to talk to Troll about it first. And he said it would be doable as long as they have like good wired internet connection, which they should. But we'll see. I worry about like we'd be there for literally 24 hours straight, right? Like at night, would it be fine through the morning and all that? If it would be, that'd be fine. But
yeah, wouldn't we basically need to book it out for 2 full days?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we would need a 3rd day for prep, like to bring everything over and set everything up and do a test stream. So it'd be 3 full days.
Yeah.
So if it's like a thing where they book it per the hour, we wouldn't be able to do that. But if they book it per the day, we would be able to, as long as they were okay with it. A lot of unknowns. That's why I said I've been trying to get stuff done this week. So I'm trying to like maybe make some phone calls. There are a few good options near us though. Near me, I should say. Near Scott and I. How are you guys feeling? I like
Pretty
this.
good.
Like this is just downtime. We're like hanging out. I recorded that A+ Anime podcast with the boy NATO.
And the other boy?
He wasn't there.
Oh, Ian wasn't there?
No, Ian's like off in New Jersey having like his America trip.
Yeah, I know. I've seen pictures. So cute.
Fucker. Couldn't even show up for me. NATO says I'm booked for Extra Life. Winky face. That's not true.
Should be though. Get over here.
NATO talked to me and said like, yeah, I'm reeling a little bit from going to America and coming back again. I'm like, yeah, I bet. Talking about
What's
coming
one
to
more
Extra
this year gonna do?
Life. Yeah, let's make it a hat trick. Let's go. Come on. God no. I feel bad, but maybe
Yeah,
next-
dude, just don't come over here for anything but Extra Life
Yeah,
the following year.
exactly. Maybe next year we can get NATO in on this. That's all I got. That was the end of my prepared material that isn't for Rational Passions podcast. Bless
I
you.
mean, I got new headphones. These things are nice.
Oh, what kind of headphones you get?
I don't know the exact model number off the top of my head. They are Denon Globetrotters.
Ooh.
Got them half off. They're the wireless version.
Okay. Asher just announced like they have a new series of headphones too. Let me see what these are.
Yep, they
So
sound great.
They sound great, and you're happy, Scott. I'm happy. Just don't destroy this headphone cord.
Well, my old ones aren't destroyed; they're just not wireless.
Okay. Fair enough.
So it's how I was doing music away from my computer was the first version of Amazon Kindle, and it's not like even the upgraded Fire version.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So it basically doesn't have a sound card.
That's not great. That
It's
doesn't sound like an ideal way to listen to music.
it is record like through the Mac computer. Record the audio that comes out of the Apple earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
You just put a mic up to them, and then play that with Apple earbuds, and that's about how it sounds.
Great. Oh. I mean, there are worse things. That's pretty bad, actually.
And then it also has basically no battery life because it's old.
Yeah.
It freezes up all the time. And all the music I have to get, it has to be from a YouTube app because there's no other way to do it. So it was bad.
I'm glad that like just wireless headphones were like just the solution.
There has to be the solution.
Yeah. So do you like now just like lay in your bed with your computer turned on and listen to music?
No. If I'm listening to music at my computer, I'm definitely using a cord.
Okay.
There is Bluetooth compresses the audio, and there's basically no way to get the quality back.
Okay.
So
No fun.
that, and you don't use battery when the cord's in.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So
another
it's
one.
kind of another way to charge it.
Where are you left in option?
Xavier was.
Oh, did you go through?
No. I'm just looking at his newest tweets because I was trying to look up for our bet next week, but
I went
he's at
through. Alright,
he's at
so-
DragonCon right now, and like he's at Smojo Jojo right now.
Oh, nice.
It's a really good one.
All right, so Tony, what happened?
What?
What am I responsible for?
My reroll.
Okay.
We'll at this point because we're at 9:10, we'll get started and then we'll have her jump in when she's
9-10, dude, 6-11, bro.
So did you
Fair
re-roll to back to the Musa?
No.
Musa.
You see, you got me. You got me excited for a second.
For Musa?
Yeah, dude, grind with me.
Musa, I'm gonna play Maywa.
And I'm much less excited now
Why?
because now I grind better.
Nice. That's awesome, option.
Nah, dude, I'll have 200 AP. It's gonna be lit.
All right, you boys ready?
Just about. Yeah.
Uh,
See, the thing about being ready
Yeah.
is sometimes you're just not.
I'm gonna take this puff,
Now I'm ready.
and then we're gonna start.
Dude, do you ever think about like modifying a PSP so that you can puff out of it? Like vape out of your PSP?
Fuck you, Tony. Yeah, I like. Let me get my pre-show puff on in my PSP
Yeah, dude.
through my PSP.
Yeah, dude. You gotta live that PSP life, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. All right, on one. 5,
I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
All right. Let's get cracking. I hope like it doesn't end. It's just like jumps in. Oh hey guy. Oh whoops. Actually I'll send a message.
what?
I'm gonna send a message real quick, and then we'll start. All right. It is Saturday, September 2nd, 2017, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill, and joining me this week is Scott Guthier,
Hello.
Tony Horvath,
I've got the container.
and Brian Nabashin Jackson.
Harvey, no.
And we might have a guest joining us in a little bit later. We'll keep you posted on that. But, hey everybody, welcome to Irrational Passions Podcast.
Hello?
How are you guys doing? How are you, my lovely co-host, doing?
I mean, I guess I'm alright.
We had some downtime, some think about our lives time during the bonus content, so you know we really got to get that introspection going.
Yeah.
But we got a good show lineup for you. A few things I want to kind of start the show with this week. One, just another general thank you to everyone who's been supporting us and supporting input recently. Just a lot of good vibes about that, and I appreciate that. There's a really great episode of Input up this week. Our sister show, all about video game news and industry, talking about. Oh God, I just totally blanked on what they did talk about. They didn't talk about Gamescom. They talked about not Crunch. That was the episode before. I'll look it up and I'll get it. They had a very good show recently, and I'm flubbing their delivery, but I promise you it's good, unlike me. But there are a couple of things that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, and I kind of started putting them into motion this week. First up, Irrational Passions podcast will no longer be recording on Saturdays. And starting in a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, we will be jumping back to Fridays, which is the night we used to record on, which I'm pretty excited about. It's been, 2.5, 3 years since we recorded on Fridays, generally?
Something like that.
Yeah. So,
Season 3.
Season 3! New night, prime time. We're on right after Family Guy.
Season 3.
Thank you, Scott, for being as into it as me. We're also so we're gonna be launching a new show. It's a seasonal show. It doesn't have a name yet, so this is why I'm very hesitant about giving the details. But I want people to get ready for it because it's gonna be a lot of fun. It is a show all about Destiny. Hopefully, honestly, the original idea was to like offload some of the Destiny talk off of this podcast onto just a podcast about Destiny. Right now, it is planned to be a YouTube only show, so it'll be on youtube.com/Irrational Passions. It'll post to the website and everything as well. But it'll be all about Destiny 2. Tony and I will be involved to some extent. And it'll be like a crossover show. You can think of this as your Avengers type, get some people from other things together, and we're going to talk about Destiny. I was inspired by OK Beast's idea for the Overwatch podcast, Overwatched or whatever they ended up calling it. So that'll be starting not next Sunday. I think is tentatively what we're aiming to go live with it. So it'll have a name and all that by then, hopefully. Although, so I pitched it to some of the people, Tony, that that wanted to be on it, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody came up with the name Farmers Only, as in like farming loot, and also
That in the new social space is the farm.
yeah, and yes, exactly. That was what they brought up. Is the farm and also the Farmers Only, the dating website, which I do kind of love, but I don't want to.
Dude,
I don't
it's
want
all
to.
about fireside chats, fire team chats.
Fire Team Chats is great. It's already taken. So we'll figure something out. It's gonna be good. It'll be bi-weekly, so every other week. And I think the first run is just gonna be 6 episodes. So we'll go through, and then when the first expansion comes up, we'll bring it back. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited for doing that with a bunch of other people. And it'll be on YouTube. I'm looking at maybe a new way of recording that, so that might transition into how we record Irrational Passions. We'll see. That gets us off Google Hangouts, looking at options. Still
Fuck
live on
Google
YouTube,
Hangouts.
but maybe off Google Hangouts. So be excited for that. I just want to kind of start the show with that. And let's roll into housekeeping, and maybe I can actually remember what this other podcast on Irrational Passions is about. If you missed it, Logan's Yakuza review is up. It's fantastic. It's probably my favorite review he's done, and I really, really liked it. This week's input was about the Japanese renaissance of Japanese-style video, or Japanese-developed video games and RPGs. Topic very close to my heart. And, it's been a really good year for Japanese games as well. But yeah, check out the review. Check out last week's input. And look forward to Destiny podcast. Farmers Only. It's not going to be called that. I don't know if I can live with that. Anything else? I'm trying to think. Any other housekeeping? I think that's it. Let's talk about video games. Tony, what you been playing?
Well,
Here we go.
there's this game called Black Desert Online.
Do you have like any temptation to play other video games?
Yeah,
It's just
I'd say so.
it's just loudly overwritten by this need to play Black Desert Online.
It's not that, because I've got so much shit in Black Desert that I can do without actually actively playing Black Desert. But that game's pretty good.
Okay. I am.
Other than that, I played some PUBG.
Okay. Are you still playing the first person mode exclusively?
Yeah, it's the only mode that I play, really.
Okay. Anything else?
Destiny beta.
Destiny 2.
Did play the Destiny beta on PC.
Yeah, you and Scott both played that.
Looks real good.
How's it feel?
Yep.
I am so used to controller in Destiny that it feels really weird, but it's not something that I couldn't get used to.
How's the frame rate? That's my question.
60, solid.
Good. Does it
Yeah,
feel
it's
good?
very well optimized for a beta.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, if it felt like a good port or not.
Yeah, for sure. It feels very. It looks and feels very good.
Okay.
So.
Was it the same beta as the console version?
Yes, but the Crucible map was different.
Okay. Cool. I didn't play any
I think it's
Crucible.
pretty much the same.
How do you feel about the 4v4? We probably talked about
I like it.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine. Like, you are more important to your team than you were in a 6v6, obviously, and that shows. Like, if someone's slacking, your team you're gonna be you're not gonna be in a great position. But yeah, it's not the worst.
Yeah, I wonder like if Trials will still be 3v3 or if it will end up being 4v4 as well. I guess we don't know for sure yet. What did you think, Scott, as someone who's not a huge Destiny person?
I thought it was pretty cool beta.
Okay. Thanks. Hot take.
Cold take.
Cold take.
The coldest take.
Are you more or less interested in playing Destiny now? Or
I'm using the words cold instead of hot for a reason.
Got it. Okay. It was pretty tame. I don't know. We'll convince you to play one of these days, Scott. They just need to put out another Destiny bundle, Destiny PS4 bundle. Get you to come over to the winning team down
You
here.
already did do that.
I know. I said another one
For the first one or a second one?
for Destiny 2.
Well, there's already is one.
Is there? Shit.
Yes.
Is it a white PS4?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're already ahead of me. All right, Scott. You know what you need to do. Although, is it one of those like PS4 Slim?
Play it on PC. Got it.
I almost had him. I could feel him slipping. Where does this put you at, Tony, versus like Destiny primary console versus primary PC? Are you still pretty set on PC?
It'll be PC.
Okay. Breaking my heart.
Whatever, man. I can play with NATO on PC, so I don't give a fuck.
I get it.
I'm still gonna own it on PS4, I think.
Okay.
So
It does come out first.
I don't know if I'm gonna get it at launch though, which
Yeah.
is weird.
I mean,
to say.
you are not barred from getting it on PC
It's true.
or from playing on a controller on the PC.
Yeah,
True.
That'd be weird.
You're not getting Destiny on launch?
I probably won't know.
They did put out the info saying like when the raid is going live too. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I want you in my fire team though, Tony. I need you there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We will. I got like one of those like late night filthy text messages from Jacob Bryant, just saying like, hey, like if I got Destiny, would you play with me?
I thought you were gonna say like I got a pretty filthy text message from Bungie. And they're like, "Hey, you gonna play me?"
Yeah, play with me.
They like matched you on Tinder, and they're like really coming on too strong.
It's weird too because like there was that stuff like with advertising on Tinder where they would like put like games and services and have you like match with them or not.
Yeah.
So
You're like, man, I didn't know I was so in love with this game.
I didn't know I wanted to fuck Destiny,
Yeah, exactly.
but I guess I do. But like fuck Destiny, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for the raid as well. I'm excited for the conversations we'll be having about Destiny. I did genuinely enjoy all of our lengthy Destiny talks. It'll be nice to be able to offload them to a podcast specifically designed for them.
We're gonna need it for Black Desert Online as well.
Yeah, look out for our Deserts Only, Black Desert Online, YouTube only podcast. Anything else, Tony? You been playing?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay.
Been a pretty weird week.
The hottest of takes. Yeah, a lot of weirdness happened. Listen to the bonus content for that. What about you, Scott?
For games,
Yeah.
it was mostly just the Destiny 2 beta that was new this week. Because the rest of it was Class and PUBG.
Yeah. Did you get into playing the competitive aspect of the beta at all, Scott?
No, I heard that you could plug the controller in and get auto aim with the mouse and keyboard, so I just decided not to deal with it.
Fair enough. That doesn't sound that bad though. I'd give that a shot. Is that still going on or is that over?
That's over already.
Okay, so I thought.
It was only up for like a couple of days.
Yeah. Speaking of betas, Gregway. I played a beta this week. Last night specifically of Call of Duty World War II, which I was lucky enough to literally stumble on a beta code for. Literally browsing Facebook and someone was like, "Here's some Call of Duty World War II beta codes," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I can try this." I remember I think it was 2 years ago, right, when I played the Black Ops. Like I played an excessive amount of the Black Ops 3 multiplayer beta, and I played mostly almost to a prestige in that, and then the beta ended, and then the game came out, and I never played the game because I got my fill. So it's been a couple years since I played Call of Duty. I've never played a Sledgehammer Call of Duty game. This is only the second one of those. So it's not like there are a lot to play, but it's weird. It's very much like that culture shock of going back to World War II, which I was wondering how that would work for multiplayer. The last World War II multiplayer game I played was the Black Ops doesn't even count. It would have been World at War, which was Treyarch's like first big Call of Duty game. So, it seems okay, but I'm just like I'm really not into World War II shooters. Like that was the big thing that I was learning, which I thought going into it, like, oh, this is a World War II shooter. I don't know how much I'd be into it. But they have this new system. So I'm like Black Ops 3 had a system where you could play basically like a character that had a super ability. I don't know if you guys remember this or me talking about this at all. But like some characters, like one character could rewind time 4 seconds or whatever. Kind of like Tracer's ability in Overwatch, actually. And like you build a super and then you can use the super once. For most people, it was like either a gun that did a lot of damage and killed in one shot, or like a big attack. But some people had tactical abilities, like they could drop a mine or things like that, or rewind time for a few seconds. In this, you have like a subclass that you can pick from. There are 5 subclasses, which essentially like spread out to what you would think of like this is the assault class, the tactical, really fast submachine gun class, the slower but does more damage to vehicles heavy class, the sniper, and then like the shotgun, more aggressive tactical class. And each of those classes, like or subclasses, has a name and an experience bar. The more you use that, I forget what they're like. Divisions is what they're called. The more you use that division, you gain experience and then level up that division, and then you get new abilities that just tie to any of your custom classes that are in that division. So, like for example, 1 is the aggressive tactical class, right? You makes it so you have like 4 incendiary bullets for your shotgun, which do spread more and they do a lot of damage. And then after that, you can like pick up ammo from dead enemies without having to use that as your perk and stuff like that. So it's very weird. It's more RPG like in a way that I don't like. There's these actual FMV videos introducing you to that division and like the abilities that you get with it, like with real ass human people pretending that it's World War II. It's very weird, and this is all in the multiplayer. So, and like outside of that, you know, it's Call of Duty. So you run around, you usually see someone who's running away, and you shoot them in the back, and then somebody sees you as you're running away, and they shoot you in the back, and that's the whole game. So. It is really jarring to like having played so much Overwatch, going back to that kind of arcadey shooter. Like I didn't get a single kill streak the entire time I was playing. I did like pretty well in a couple of matches in like the 5 or 6 matches I played, but like it just is like you're dead and then you're back up. You're dead and you're back up. It's just like there's so few consequences. It feels like. Hi, Miranda.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Hi.
You know, it's been a day.
It's been a minute. Are you all set up?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. I'm gonna do a countdown from 3 to 1, and when
Okay.
I say 1, hit your record button. Just make sure you're recording from the right mic and everything.
Yep. Okay.
Logan, he was recording from the wrong mic last week, and
I know how that goes. I've done that before.
yeah, I was just eternally disappointed in him. That's all. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Awesome. Hey, also, Miranda's here.
Yeah.
Miranda Pomar. Am I saying
Yes.
that right? Okay.
Pomar.
Pomar.
Yep.
All right. That makes you sound like this is going to come across as maybe weird. That makes you sound maybe like a Pomeranian.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But that's not a bad comparison.
A lot of people pronounce it like Palmer for some reason, which is super terrible. So I'd rather be compared to a dog, to be honest.
Fair enough. There were some technical difficulties, and Windows wanted to update, I think, was the situation.
Yeah. Basically, like, I was like, oh, like, I'm trying to get my web camera to work. Obviously, that didn't work out. I need to restart my computer really quick. And it was like, oh, by the way, there's a new system we need to install.
Strap in, because it's going to be an hour.
Yeah.
You're here now, though.
Yeah.
So we get to talk about video games.
We do.
I was just talking about the Call of Duty World War II beta.
Oh, how's that?
It's it's all right. It's weird. Just like to my finishing point here is it's weird. It's still a World War II game, and I think I'm not super into that still. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it just to give it a fair shake, but generally it's what you would expect from a World War II Call of Duty game. It feels
so it's
very
like
good.
kind of boring.
It's kind of boring, yeah. You shoot down airplanes so that the people can't see where you are on their mini map, and then you like probably yell at some 12-year-olds. It's
The authentic experience.
the authentic Call of Duty experience. It is odd though because I'm playing on Xbox One. That's where I got the beta code for. Just to have like no one use microphones. Like just no one uses microphones in online video games anymore. It's great in my humble opinion.
I agree.
Like I'm good actually. I don't need to talk to you. But I flash back to some of my first online multiplayer experiences of the modern age with Call of Duty 4 and just me and everyone else having microphones. And it's very different. But we'll take a brief aside from the video games I've been playing. I'm curious, Miranda. First you wanted to talk a lot about this new Mercy situation. That's
I have a lot of feelings about the new Mercy situation.
so we can get into that, and then we can talk about what you've been playing. So I'm one of those people that this whole new Mercy update for Overwatch, they're testing it right now. They put out a video literally just talking about how Mercy's changing because it's important.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's important. And I've wanted to talk about somebody about this as well. So give me your hot take. Tell me how you're feeling.
Okay, so first off, I want to start with how in that video they say that Mercy is the most played character, which I think is hilarious because nobody can ever find a fucking healer to be on their team.
Exactly. It's always me. I get you.
Yeah, I made a Mercy. I have like 60, 70 hours on Mercy. I honestly, overall, I think the changes are really good. I think it was super ridiculous that in the beginning, Mercy didn't have a secondary ability. She only had the one. And it's Guardian Angel, which is not helpful in like a defensive kind of way. I was really nervous when they took away her big res. But upon thinking about it, like they mentioned in the video how it sucks to be on the other team and like you've just team killed and then that whole team gets rezzed. But it sucks a little bit more when you're the Mercy who just rezzed your team and then watch them all die all over again. Like you've just wasted all of your efforts.
It's two things. Like they brought up an example of that video and I talked about it on here, like that I actually saw while playing on PS4 of the Mercy will once she gets her ult, she'll hold back and wait for the entire team to die on the point just to get like a full res, like a play the game type move. Which I had not seen until like the night before on the map Temple of Anubis. There's kind of like a little hidey hole behind the actual point. I saw Mercy just hiding back there and then come out and do a full team res. And it was like, this is probably a problem if she's not actively healing. And then the other thing is, as Reaper, and I put like this highlight on Twitter, there was a time when I killed the whole team, Mercy full res them, and then I killed them all over again. So like it does go both ways, and there can be more like strategy to it, I think.
Yeah. See, that's not my personal experience playing Mercy. There are times when I'll be like, hey, 3 of you are almost dead. You have like 1 bar of your health. If you could just die, that would be easier than healing all of you.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the only time.
And then they die, and then it's all over.
Yeah.
What else?
But I think my big thing is I'm super annoyed with all these people who are like, it makes Mercy too strong. And then you see this video of a Mercy using her Valkyrie, and she's flying, and she's like screwing people over. But I think the reason that's happening is because there's no one in the game who has the type of mobility Mercy's gonna get. Like, you're not used to looking up to find an enemy, except for Pharah, who fires a missile, and it's very easy to figure out where she is in the air.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of it is just people aren't used to having that type of enemy yet. And I do think her gun is a little strong, and that it'll get nerfed a little bit.
What was
But overall, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, the big thing is like her gun just doesn't have a reload when she's in her Valkyrie form.
Yeah, and I think if they're gonna do that, they should make it less powerful.
Yeah, probably. It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see the hesitancy because Mercy's revive is kind of like precious. I understand like
Yeah.
she's the only character that can revive other characters, so that makes her really important. But I also think like I agree with the sentiment that it can be a little game ruining to just full team ult, and it's like, well, we like put together this ult combo and like it was a good play, and it just got outplayed by like kind of a catch-all win button, so to speak. So I do get both sides of it.
Yeah.
And I think giving her my only like idea toward like having her resurrection ability be an actual ability is like maybe make it like a small area of effect.
That would be nice instead of a single person.
Yeah.
And that what I hear is that the cooldown on it's going to be like 30 seconds, which is like such a long time in game.
Yeah. I would hope that if she dies, because that's like longer than her respawn timer, I would hope that if she dies, then it'll reset the cooldown as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And I know there's a way to cheat that, like if you res someone, then you die, you have not you die, then you use your ultimate, then you can res someone again, your ability comes back, but nonetheless.
Yeah, it's still like just 2 reses would be the most. Like what I would think is maybe like you have the timer on that when you're in your ultimate form if you do use it. But there are a lot of tweaks that they can make to it. I agree. I think it's a good thing. I'm more excited than I am concerned.
Yeah, my initial reaction was like, no, don't take away the full res. And then I was like, no, this is a good idea. I'm like, play a very aggro Mercy, so
yeah,
this will be fun for me.
I'm like a very flexible one, I guess you can say. Like, I a lot of dodging people and kind of weaving in and out and just staying alive, because that's the most annoying thing a Mercy can do is just not die, because then she's making sure other people don't die. So it's
the goal.
Yeah. It's good to have somebody else who plays Mercy on this show. Finally, representation in the Overwatch community.
She's the best.
She is the best.
And the cutest.
Yeah. Anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. So. What have you been playing, Miranda? I don't know what video games you play outside of Overwatch. So
I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Me too. Oh my god.
A lot of drunken Overwatch. Okay. Actually, in fact, this weekend we're playing the Overwatch drinking game, which I'm super excited about.
I'm gonna need the rules on that one, please. Thank you.
Okay, I will send them to you.
Yeah.
They're truly excellent, and they're gonna get you messed up.
Okay. I don't think I've ever gotten drunk and played Overwatch, so that'd be a bad time.
Everyone I play with tends to drink while we play, so usually by the end we're like all pretty drunk. Otherwise, I've been playing a little bit of Persona 5, but I'm not making a lot of progress. Okay. And mostly I've just been playing Dynasty Warriors.
Of course, yeah.
Which one?
That's a good question.
8 Empires.
Is that like is there like a version of 8 that isn't Imperial?
Yes. So there's Dynasty Warriors 8, like the regular one, and that is the story of Dynasty Warriors. It's like a huge story. It's really rad, very cemented in Chinese history.
Dynasty 8 should have been an older one, right?
They haven't made 9 yet. It's older, but they just haven't made another one yet.
Oh, right. They're doing spin-offs right now.
They did like some weird stuff. They made something for the Vita or like something weird. But 9 apparently.
Get the Zelda ones.
Yeah, which are, God, I hate. They have Gundam Wing ones too. Not Gundam Wing, just Gundam in general that just like make me angry.
Gundam Wing, I'm sorry.
They have Gundam Wing characters. It's terrible.
That sounds pretty great, actually. A Gundam.
You would think
no,
so,
it's bad.
but it's terrible.
No, it's bad. That's the particular one that made me say, "Hey, I don't like the series." Period.
That's like, how do you mess that up? Is like you have giant robots and you have like literally just peon enemies that you can destroy by the dozen.
Right? But you're on the ground.
Oh.
Like, what is the point if you're on the ground?
It's just flying around space. They should have just had no floor for that game.
All space battles, okay.
All space battles. They'd have more than Battlefront 1, so like.
And it does it like a weird way where it's kind of like a Fate game, like where you have squares that you move within instead of just like free range moving, and it's nothing like actual Dynasty Warriors.
That's weird. Okay, you lost me.
Yeah, it's bad.
So what makes Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires empirical?
What
makes it so empire-y?
So in Empires, so like regular is the story. Empires is you create your own character or you use another one, and it's just you doing whatever you want to do to conquer China.
All right.
Like you make treaties, you like get married, you have children, you betray your alliances, and you just take shit over. Or you can like pick a lord to serve under and help them conquer all of China.
That sounds all right. Can you stab the lord in the back and then take over China?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's literally my only question. So if you can do that, I'm happy.
It's the most important part, right? If you can't betray the people you have built up, what's the point?
How do you feel about Hyrule Warriors? I heard some upset tones going on.
I haven't looked too much into it, but I just like expect that it's terrible.
Okay.
So, or it's gonna be terrible. I don't even. Is it out?
No, it's out. To be honest, it's the only one. It's the only reason I'm not telling you have bad taste in games.
Okay.
The Gundam one burnt me real hard.
Okay.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But I just like hack and slashes. Like if I just need to like blow off steam or I don't want to pay attention to anything I'm doing, but I want to kill like 3,000 people in one go, then I play a map on Dynasty Warriors.
Okay. Harry, where's the excitement level for Hyrule, or not Hyrule Warriors? Wow, I just said the same video game again. Fire Emblem Warriors.
I like Fire Emblem characters a lot, so like mid-level,
okay,
mid-tier excitement.
That's where I'm at as well, because I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game in my life, and Hyrule Warriors was going to be my first, and now it's like shaping up to be Fire Emblem Warriors, which is is that out in September or October?
I don't know.
I'll find out.
Honestly barely know what day it is.
It's the 2nd, I think. I only know that because I said it at the beginning of the show. I don't know. I can't help you with that one. Give me your Persona 5 hot take.
Hot take?
Yeah.
It's a good game. Okay. Hot take. It's a very good game.
Where are you at, Nick?
There are like parts I've talked about that I'm really annoyed with it, with like how they portray Anne and her transformation and everything pisses me off.
Okay.
But otherwise it's fun. I'm in between the 2nd and 3rd castles, but I'm like, I don't know what I should do. Okay. Like what I should spend my time doing, so it's kept me from furthering.
You should probably hang out with some anime characters. If I had to like make a suggestion.
But maybe I should go eat like ramen somewhere and study instead. Like I don't.
Yeah, but that sounds boring. Like, what if you just hung out with a bunch of anime characters?
What if I just hooked up with some doctor who's way too old for me?
Yeah, but like, you live your life on the wild side. I was like, this doesn't sound so bad to me. Fire Emblem Warriors is out October 20th for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS. So strap in for that 3DS version. I'm sure it'll be a banger.
I'm sure it'll be great.
What other things annoy you about it? You said like it was the on stuff, and then
that's like my larger thing. It's just like kind of like a general overall treatment of some of the themes they're working at just isn't as nuanced as it should be.
Yeah.
Mostly it's the on thing. Like that just, I don't know. I have a lot of anger about that.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it in our spoiler cast of just kind of general mistreatment of maybe more Western themes that have been handled so much better in the West than they have in the East, which I think is kind of par for the course to some extent.
Yeah.
But it's also to be said that like they did it so good in Persona 4 that Persona 5 doesn't really hit that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that feel like they didn't do it very well in Persona 4 though, and that's like an interesting perspective that I've been introduced to more recently.
I haven't heard this opinion.
There's a really great article by a freelancer, Caroline Petit, about how Persona 4 fails its queer characters, and I will send it to both of you. It's very interesting. It's like a totally fair take as well. It's not like the person still loves that game. So, but
Yeah.
it's like, and I see where they're coming from with it. I talked about it a little bit in a video that might go up someday.
Someday.
So yeah, it's
it's always so hard to like you know, like, because like you can see when something is trying, and then like when it's not good enough, you know, you have to be critical about it. But like at the same time, you have to give it credit as well for like at least bringing it up at least. But like it's a hard line, and sometimes I get so mad about it. Sometimes I completely understand about it, and you know, like I try to be better about that every day. But you know,
absolutely. And like that's the thing. Like Persona 4 doesn't do it, and I don't think Persona 5 necessarily does it in any kind of animosity or antagonistic way. But like Persona 4 does it very, very well, all things considered, still, because the game initially came out in Japan in 2007 for the PlayStation 2 in literally a different world than the one we live in now. So it's for both Japan and the United States. So like I think it gets a little bit more leeway for that, and I think it's deserved. But yeah, still it's a fair criticism.
for sure.
Who is the OTP, Miranda, in Persona 5?
I'm having a really hard time with this. I know I haven't met Futaba yet, and I know she's like everyone's bae. I'd love the doctor, but that's because I write.
Categorically false that she's not everyone's bae.
Oh, okay.
But you are not wrong. I'm just saying that some people just won't let people have one good thing in their life.
me and Alex are on the same page, and we were getting a lot of shit from everyone else, more or less.
Sorry, but if you get there, Miranda, you know you got people who got your back. So don't you worry.
For sure.
I like Mikado, and I like the doctor. I think the teacher thing creeps me out a little bit. Like, it's just, especially since like Kamoshida's the first boss, and we're talking about like that like unacceptable student-teacher relationship. It feels weird to have it on the other round and that be okay. But like, I get why they're doing it. Like, it's like teenage boy wish fulfillment, but nonetheless.
There are a lot of like not just like the weirder older relationship situations, but like there are a lot of the characters that don't fall in your party member that are actually really interesting. Some that you probably haven't met yet either as well.
Yeah.
Like Hifumi, I believe is the chess girl.
Yes.
Yeah, she's lit.
She's really, really cool.
Is she Tony?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
She's lit AF. All right. Since you've never been on the show, also Miranda, I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deeper into your Overwatchdom.
Okay.
Just to appease my own curiosity, because as you pointed out to me a few weeks ago, we've never played Overwatch together.
That's true.
And it's
What?
I know.
damn
What the hell,
shame.
right?
I'm sorry.
I've played Overwatch with Zyger of all people, Alex.
Hold
But I have not
on.
played with you.
Maybe this should be another Cameron Abbott situation, huh? Maybe.
Just like torture him. Never play with you ever until I die. No. I did end up playing with Cameron that night too.
Oh, you fucking traitor!
I know.
You weren't supposed to do that.
I haven't played Overwatch with a lot of people recently, last couple weeks especially, but I'm always open. I just don't like asking people. I always wait for people to ask me.
Oh my god.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I'm playing hard to get. That's all I'm saying. So you play Mercy mostly. Do you play competitive or quick play mostly?
It depends. Some of my friends, I have one friend who's particularly competitive, and like every time we play, he's like, "Team comp, what are you guys doing?" And we play competitive when we play with him, but some of my other friends just like to screw around the whole time. I like them both modes. I like, if I'm in the mood, I want to take it seriously, I'll play competitive.
Okay.
Or if I'm like sick of getting matched with people who like don't care at all.
Yeah, I typically exclusively play competitive, so like, which is apparently weird because I'm not like super competitive as a person or in general. But
it's the game is just kind of better when you're playing in competitive. I will say, I'm a big fan of Total Mayhem.
Okay.
And I'm really mad that low grav is gone because that was the best game mode in existence.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to play that, so
you just like floated all the time. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you.
No one cared about like trying because you could just jump up and bounce around. And everyone was so excited about that. It didn't like you didn't need to play the game.
It's kind of like when you go outside on the lunar colony map and you're just like floating around having a good time.
And
Yeah,
then you got
it is
ulted
like
by
that.
Soldier.
Exactly. And you're like, well, I guess I should have seen this coming. Who are your top 3 characters? I have my curiosity.
Like honestly, like 99% of the time I'm playing Mercy,
Okay.
but if I'm not playing Mercy, I'm either playing Junkrat or Zenyatta.
Okay. Those would be 2 of my top ones as well.
I'm bad at aiming is the real takeaway here.
Okay. I mean, like Mercy's really good at that though.
Yeah, if you're like using her gun, she aims okay, but like if you're trying to heal, you can just point in their general direction.
Yeah, I have an unhealthy amount of time on Junkrat probably at this point. He got a big change in this week's patch where he now has 2 mines.
Yeah.
So you can only have 1 out at a time, but you can throw 2 mines back to back really quickly, which like changes everything.
It's super useful to me because basically the only time I use a mine is if I'm just throwing it at someone and then exploding it.
Yeah, it's really cool because he can essentially like triple jump now, where you jump, throw a mine, and he launches himself up, and then he's still launching, and he can throw another mine and launch himself further, which is great if you like get really close to a Pharah and then just like shoot her with your gun. So he's become a little bit more dynamic, and that's been fun. His ultimate also moves faster. And Roadhog got like the other big change this week where he can move and heal at the same time now. And he takes half damage when he's healing.
That's probably good since everyone is so mad about him constantly being nerfed.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently his hook is no longer as good, but I still think it's pretty good actually.
I have a friend who used to main Roadhog, and he just like, screw this game, I'm never playing it again, blah, blah. Like, he's so mad about it.
Probably how a lot of people who play Mercy are right now too, but
all those people are dumb, but that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah. As long as they're having fun, I put it. The other big thing that they put out this week is deathmatch and team deathmatch. So they made a new map for deathmatch specifically, like 8-person free for all deathmatch, which is Widowmaker's house, her chateau. It's very nice. It's very castle-like. It's very French, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
And then 4v4 team deathmatch on kind of like the smaller maps that they made for capture the flag and whatnot. I don't know if you got the chance to play any of that at all.
I haven't. I think a 4v4 team deathmatch like makes sense. I think the free for all is kind of a weird choice. And they thought it was a weird choice too. I remember they were like, "We're not really gonna do that," and then they changed their minds.
They built the map specifically for 8-person free for all deathmatch, and it makes sense. Like it kind of does feel like a classic arena shooter deathmatch map.
Okay.
Like it has a little bit of the Quake or like OG Halo vibes to it in the way like there's a lot of narrow like pathways that are like above other wider areas that you can kind of either rain down or jump down to.
Okay.
And there's a lot of jump boosters as well, which is
fun.
So it's cool. It's a very cool mode. I like that they made a map just for it as well. It's a very good map, just like all the other Overwatch maps. But I only played deathmatch. I didn't play any of the team deathmatch stuff, but it is cool. Like no, I did play one round of team deathmatch. If you have like a Mercy on your team and she revives during team deathmatch, it takes points away from the other team if you bring those people back.
Nice.
Which is like it's a clever way to kind of build the team out. And it's just fun because like when you're just one person in a free for all match, like the character you choose becomes a lot more interesting because it's like who can I play that can fill all the roles? Like obviously like, Soldier 76 is good. Junkrat's pretty good because he's pretty good at close and long range, stuff like that. So, but like a Mercy is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, in free for all, definitely not.
She does heal herself though, which does is like a interesting aspect to it that I saw used.
That's nice.
Varying success. So, and there's a lot more like health pickups on the deathmatch map. So. I don't know. It's rad. I would suggest checking it out. I didn't think deathmatch would work in Overwatch, but it works surprisingly well. Anything else Overwatch or anything else you've been playing?
Probably not. Like, I tried to get back into Watch Dogs 2 because I like got really far in that game and then I just forgot about it. Same
As
for
did
Horizon
everyone.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I was like, oh, making progress. I'm gonna just stop now. I think I was to download Final Fantasy 15. I needed to get it off of my PlayStation, and then I'm still in like chapter 4 of Final Fantasy 15. So,
Establishment would say you haven't missed much.
okay.
I'm just teasing. You know what? Do you like your boys? That's my question.
I do like Dem Boys.
Okay.
Prompto is an angel.
Thank you.
I don't know why Ignis is there. I watched the anime, like the Brotherhood anime beforehand, and I was like, okay, I get why all these people are together, except for Ignis, who's just like there and hates everything.
Ignis is great. He doesn't hate everything. He's just a little sassy.
He's a cute little boy.
They're all cute little boys.
That's
true. I
true.
want to hold all of them.
Aww.
Other things I've been playing. I just jump back into my games. Played more Overwatch. Talked about Deathmatch. That was like the kind of big thing. Season 6 of competitive Overwatch has begun, which is cool. I have not finished placing yet. I have 9 out of 10 placement matches done. But
Played 2 placement matches, lost both of them.
yeah, I'm gonna let you know. I'm probably not. It's not gonna work out for me. It's gonna be a rough time when I get placed. I played a little bit more Sundered. So there's like I got to another kind of point where there's a different mechanic in that game, and I'm not exactly sure how it works. I'll hopefully have more info soon. I got to the first boss, and I'm still kind of stuck on that boss because it's pretty tricky. But it looks like in each section of Sundered there is like the main boss that you have to clear to get to the next major area, and then 3 sub bosses. And each sub-boss drops an Elder Shard, which, when you have all 3, you can kind of put them together into an Elder Shard. With that, you can take it to one of like the major power-ups in the game and corrupt it into a different take on that ability, or you can take it to a furnace and melt it down into just experience points that you can spend on experience. And I believe, to some extent, this affects like the morality of the game. Like, this makes up the morality system, which will probably affect the ending to some extent. I'm not sure. But it's cool because you can take this to any of the major power-ups in the game, and I assume it's like a different... It'll change depending on which power-up you corrupt. So, like, in this first area of Sundered, it's Metroidvania, so there's the double jump, there's the cannon, and then there's also the shield. And going to each of those could produce a different effect. I ended up like crushing the shard and getting just experience points, but I'm really curious to see what a corrupted power looks like. How does that change the game or the narrative at all? And I think you might be able to get another one after you beat the boss of that area. So we'll see. I might do that. But that was just a cool thing as I played. I played like 2 more hours of Sunner, but I'm really fucking stuck in this boss. So we'll see how that pans out. And the other thing is I finished my first playthrough of Nier Automata.
Ooh.
Automati. It's pretty good. Like, I think I've like come down a little bit of a high on it. Just like I liked the through line of the first narrative. And it is a good, like, I like how the front beginning prologue of that and the end of it is kind of bookend with one another. And it is really toward that end there when things starts getting like super weird, where you're like, I bet there's like more stuff going on that I will see from another character's perspective, which would be like 9S and kind of whatever he gets into. So I just like, I'm gonna ask you, Navashin, because I haven't gone back to it yet since I was gonna try and start playing that today, but I haven't gotten to it. Do I just like hit continue on that and it loads right into the next thing?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So yeah, it finished 2B's story, and again they kind of like went there at the end, but it very much does seem like this is gonna be a weird comparison. So hear me out. But it has a little bit of that Final Fantasy 15 thing where it's like forced perspective. Like, I'm very much only seeing this from one character's perspective. So it's cool that I will be able to kind of see the same the same timeline of events from a different character's perspective, which I assume I will. But yeah, it's good. On to the next one, right? On to the next playthrough. I wish that each of the endings was the letter, because each ending has a letter for one letter of the alphabet. I wish like 2B's ending was ending B, and 9S's was ending S. That would have been fun.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
You get it? Play with me. But no, it's just A, B, C, D, and E are the main ones, I guess. Like whatever. I like ending H in there as well. But yeah, it's good. What have you been playing, Option?
A whole bunch of stuff. Windjammers came out. Played that. That game's fun.
Real good.
It's rad, actually.
It's really good.
I'm terrible at it, but it's actually real fun.
Yeah, we're gonna play that during Actual Life. With that, I'm making the commitment now that we're gonna do that.
Sure. Actually, like pretty much everything other than like one game on here, like I didn't put too much time into because like I've been studying up on rewatching like Batman the Animated Series and stuff like that for something else later on. So I haven't really had time to play too much stuff, but like you know, like I spent some time with them. Like Everybody's Golf, I got that. It was from the Prime Day sale. It was like $11, so I got it then. And then like it finally just came in. I've been enjoying that. That game's really real decent too. Like it feels like it's like overall I feel like it's gonna be like something that we were talking about until like something Destiny comes out, then like, you know, probably never bring it up again. But like it was fun for what it was, or for what it is, I should say. It's just, you know, just play golf, and it's just simple and easy. Like the character creator is actually really good. You can see like, you know, like Greg Miller and like Andy Cortez like put out with how they look in the game, and like you can almost get to that certain amount of detail with your faces, stuff like that. That's actually really decent in a cartoonish way, obviously, but like it's still pretty decent for what it is. So I've been really enjoying that. And the golf is just really just fun. Haven't gotten a hole in one yet, but I'll get that eventually. You know, it's a fun little game. Also started a little bit of Yakuza Kiwami. Didn't get too far into it, unfortunately. Cause like Life is Strange distracted me, and like obviously been watching stuff. But like maybe played like the first 2 or 3 hours of it. Got a little bit more of some more Nishi's backstory, which is like something that was completely new. As we went over last week, that wasn't in the original game. So like that was like super interesting to see his side story of like how he's just like fallen from like someone who's like who was Kiryu's Kyodai, or his brother, more or less, and like just becoming this villain just because he can't live up to what Kiryu used to be. But yeah, Yakuza Kiwami looks so great. I can't wait to really get back into that. But it's gonna be sometime later on. And like the big game this week for me has been definitely me playing Life is Strange Before the Storm. I'm impressed. I'm impressed because of like, you know, like Life is Strange was like a good special thing for me in 2015. And like, you know, we're doing something that's a prequel. We're doing something that doesn't have like the same, not exactly the same mechanics. It has like other new mechanics for it. But you know, you don't have your time traveling or your time abilities in this game. So it's like, oh, I wonder how this will work in this game. In general, not having that is just gonna be like a telltale thing where it just go back and forth, and that's pretty much it. Which it pretty much is. But like, God, does it still have like that soul and that feel and just that general love that like Life is Strange had, like at least in the first episode so far. Like it starts out slow, I would say, not slow, but it starts out feeling different. It starts feeling weird, definitely. Like Chloe's voice is different, and you'll eventually get used to that. Like her, David, and her mother's voice is like different, and it's like, oh, that's like jarring at first, but then you'll eventually get used to it. Because I thought that would be a sticking point for me, but like it eventually got over that. And like the whole beginning part was I don't know, like it just didn't feel right at first. But like eventually, like as soon as like pretty much she gets to her school, and like she starts talking to characters, getting to know characters again. Some characters that you already know from like the first Life is Strange, and like newer ones that are just introduced into this one. Like it just does it, man. It does it for me. And like I just played it like nonstop. I played it for like that whole episode, like from beginning to end. And like it's just like so interesting. And like having Chloe be a part of it too. Like not everybody liked Chloe from the first game. Like either like you like loved her or hated her. Like I personally liked her a great deal actually. And like actually playing her and like getting her perspective of like what she's really thinking and like how like like this is like right after her dad died, so it's just like a completely just like fucked up situation for her and how she sees things, but like you get more into why she feels that way. So like I've been hearing like a constant like the steady opinion for like people who played the first game and didn't really like Chloe and liked the first game, like they're like actually liking Chloe a lot more in this one because you're really getting like who she is more, and like the whole Rachel Lambert stuff is like fascinating too, as far as like it being a friendship or even being more than a friendship. So like, yeah, man, I'm really digging it. So good. I love it a lot.
I'm excited. I'm probably gonna play it tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Good deal.
I'm glad you like it. Obviously, I think you and I probably have a similar threshold of like expectation for it. So. Because that kind of hit both of us at the same time, right place, right? So,
for sure.
And yeah, it's a whole different studio. I think it's same or some of the same writers though. So
yeah, definitely. And
Ashley Burch is writing it, so
and it looks so much better too. Like like how the first game, like you couldn't even really get the lip sync better, or like great in that game. Like it's the character models look so much better. Like it's on Unity now instead of Unreal Engine, which is weird. I wouldn't think like going to Unity would give it that much of a bump. Yeah. And also it's only on current gen consoles. This isn't doing PS3 and 360 anymore. So like I'm guessing that gave it enough a bump to bring up the character models like up to like a really good looking degree. Like I'm super impressed by that game.
That's good. That is actually really good too. Like and like it had a really cool style and that made up for it before. But like leaning into that, I would just bet that the studio is more comfortable developing on Unity than Unreal. So
yeah. And I will also say that like, I don't know if you've heard anything about it. Cause hopefully you're still in the dark about it.
Zero. I know nothing.
Okay. Well, there's a good part at the school, which is probably one of my favorite moments this year, and like I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it as well when you get to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I might actually try and download that tonight. I've just been waiting for whatever reason because I forgot it. It like came out on Friday. It's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
So cool. Anything else?
No, that's everything I'm gonna play.
Cool. I think that's actually that's gonna probably go to our break, and I think Miranda, you're gonna dip out here.
Okay.
Because that's like the easiest time to transition out. I don't want you like being here halfway through news and then like, well, I'm gonna go make.
Well,
food.
I looked at the news and I am like the Jon Snow of Nintendo. I have no idea about anything that isn't No, that's a fucking PS Vita game. That isn't Fate.
Okay, fair enough.
Or Pokemon. So.
Or Fire Emblem, like.
Yes.
I like Fire Emblem characters. What are you making for dinner? That's my only question.
Actually, I ate dinner already since it took five years for my computer to work.
Okay. I thought were you gonna make dinner for the family or was it?
Yeah.
What was
That's usually how it works. We made pasta.
Ooh.
It was pretty good.
Okay, I'll take that. I mean, in that case, if you want to hang out, you're welcome to. I don't know if you want to talk about Nintendo.
I'll hang out.
All right. I'm about to. We're gonna take a break. Then we'll drop some Nindy news on you. Then you're gonna be a pro in Nintendo by the end of this podcast, probably.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
All right. We did get enough people complaining on Twitter that you weren't gonna be here for the whole episode, so I think we'll have to make it up to them. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we have some news we want to talk about, maybe some questions, at least one. Jake Nichols out there filling up the IPQ bucket, and then we'll do some bets and we'll throw it out. So we will be back in just a little bit.
Choo choo choo.
So now is your time. If you want to grab a glass of water or something, you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
My bladder is.
I already did that.
I'm off this dog.
And
Wow, rude. You got up in the middle of the show and you got some water. Rude.
You keep recording.
How dare I?
Don't worry about it.
How dare you indeed.
I don't know if you guys have been able to hear it, but I have a 3-year-old sister and she's just been screaming this entire time.
Nope.
I thought I like
So I'm
heard
gonna go
something
see-
at some point, but I didn't hear anything in particular.
So I'm gonna go see if I can close a door somewhere to make
Okay.
that happen a little less.
No worries.
I'll be right back.
I will be right back.
Shalom.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Hello.
thanks. You know, cozy, throwing the blanket over my lap like I'm like a sick old man in a wheelchair.
That's true to real life.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Whoops. Let me put out another tweet. Nope, not that one. Snaption back. Scott back.
Never, dude.
I'll take that as a hard no. Thanks for coming on the show, Marina. Especially on like short notice of like, hey, I want to talk about this. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
No, I'm happy. I'm excited to be here.
the prestigious Irrational Passions Trainwreck podcast.
With a vast majority of people I've never met in my life. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, to be fair, Scott and Tony don't leave their houses.
Rude.
Oh, I get it.
You've met
I've been to
Namaste.
lots more shit than Scott.
That's true. You have been to lots more shit than Scott.
In fact, Alex, I'm not sure we've had a real conversation in person.
No, we have.
Have we?
Yeah. We
Was
talked.
it that night I got really drunk at the Hilton Hotel?
Yes, it was. Never mind.
Well, there we go.
We had a very nice conversation. I think we did talk about Overwatch at some point. It was at PSX, I believe.
Yeah, PSX was the last thing I was at, so.
Yeah. That was the first time I think we had an actual real conversation. Doesn't matter though. It's the internet. Real conversations just come with you wherever you go.
That's true. The internet, the internet is such a weird place, especially Twitter. I think, like, I didn't get Twitter until IGN House Party, like 2015, the first one,
Oh.
and like I had it, but I never used it. But like after that, everyone I talked to was on Twitter, so I was like, well, I guess this is my main social media now.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
And now I just make friends, and I'm like, well, no, I don't know if I'll ever see this person, but I guess we're friends now.
Yeah, well, you know at least that you'll see me physically in person probably at some point.
Probably at some point. Are you coming to PSX this year?
I'm not.
Oh, sad
I'm
face.
too poor for that.
I feel.
Yeah,
I'm very broke right now.
you're telling me. I just purchased Life is Strange while I was upstairs, and I was like, this is $6. This is gonna be a tight one this week, huh? So that's where I'm at. But you know, I mean, Twitter's cool. Twitter's mostly cool. How about that? I'll put that caveat on there.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of like shitbags on Twitter that'll tweet you death threats depending on what you do. So
I guess that's true.
that's all I mean. My Twitter's cool.
Yeah, like, everyone on my Twitter is pretty okay.
Well, unless I tweet about Batman versus Superman. That was the whole thing.
Oh, there you go. That's a mistake.
Yeah. It's just a slippery slope.
I am back.
Hey, welcome back.
Oh, by the way, Alex, we're gonna play some Overwatch after this if you want to join.
Oh yes, please. I was gonna say.
Okay. Just add me on. If we're not, I don't know if we're friends or not on
PlayStation Network.
PlayStation. Trevor Starkey and I have been friends on PlayStation Network for like 2.5 years, and never
Dang.
have we ever played a game together.
Sorry.
Damn. Fucking.
I've been friends with Trevor Starkey for a long time on PSN. I think all we've ever done is be in a same PSN party. Never playing the
even
same
done
game.
that.
Wow.
And I know for sure I don't remember my only conversation with Trevor Starkey because I was wasted.
New friendship goals.
That is friendship goals. I mean, there's no better way than like just break in feet first on a podcast, in my experience. There are definitely people that have been on IP that like the first time I talked to them was here. So,
We need to get
says,
like a bunch of hot dads on IP and just do a big old round of speed dating.
Ooh. All right, I'm down for this. George Cruz says, I used to be a normie on Twitter. Not sure what's changed. It's because you're popular, George, and people love you.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Is there still child screaming?
Where's
No.
your child?
No more screaming children.
Not you now, Michelle. I know
She's
you.
watching the Lego Batman movie, so she's happy now.
Who could ever be upset
I gotta watch
while
it.
watching Lego Batman?
I had it on my computer.
Apparently Alex, because he didn't watch it yet.
I'm sorry. Let's see. We're good with news, right? I didn't miss anything. I put out another tweet. I think we'll be okay. The NAC 2 trophy list is up. Here's a question for you, Miranda. How do you feel about Destiny?
Oh boy.
It's a good way to feel about Destiny.
Good answer.
No, I put a lot of time in on Destiny,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, how to explain in a way that doesn't make it sound like I have bad feelings.
You're allowed to have bad
Too late.
But
Yeah,
it's
right?
my feelings overall are good about it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I'm disappointed about that because I'm not a big like PvP kind of person, and I'm also not a big, except for Overwatch, I'm not a big play in a giant group to do things kind of person.
Okay.
Like mostly I play like single player role playing games. But all the PvE stuff in it, I loved. I played so much, and I'm very excited about Destiny 2.
Okay, good. The PvE stuff is what I like to play in that too. Like, it's not that I don't dislike the competitive things, but
like I like Control. Like I play that a lot. If I'm in the mood to play like a multiplayer game, I'll get on Destiny and play like a few matches of Control.
okay.
If I feel like being social, I helped someone I met at PSX last year. Adam Wells was like, "Hey, anybody know how to get through this level? Like, I need a partner to do this with." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll Sherpa you through this." So that was fun.
Tony is like, I'm pretty sure he gets paid full time to be a Destiny Sherpa.
Wouldn't that be the fucking dream?
Yeah, right?
I definitely spent enough time doing it.
Yeah.
But you're not getting Destiny 2 at launch, so.
Yeah,
I've never played a raid in my life, so.
We're gonna change that.
Okay.
There will be Sherpa. I'm gonna like at this point, Tony. If you're not gonna be there at launch, I'm gonna pick up the mantle for like the George Cruises and the Jacob Bryants.
I mean, I'll try, but money's tight, so we'll see.
I got you. I understand, man. There's no judgment here. You know what I have been doing, Nabashin, that I didn't mention in the what we've been watching part? I've been listening to a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen. And watching Max Landis' theory video about Carly Rae Jepsen. And
I'm so excited about that.
And agreeing with it vehemently. Because this is like secretly the reason I've always loved Carly Rae Jepsen is because like we'll get into it later.
Preferably while I'm not here, please.
Aw, poor Carly Rae.
Yeah, she's out here. All right.
What if Carly Rae released like a metal album?
Dude,
would Scott be into it?
I'd be into it.
Probably not.
You're missing out. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna hit this button. We're gonna.
I guess really what I was asking is like, would Scott judge that entire album based on the artist's past work, or would he go into it with an open mind and perhaps listen to some of the best metal he's ever heard?
Well, you see, that's the problem. Most people who do metal don't get it, and thus it's bad.
What if she did get it though?
What if she did get it?
The chance is just way too low.
Right, but we're talking about what ifs anyway.
I mean, yeah, I'd give it a shot.
If it was good, you'd listen to it.
Yeah, if it was good, I'd listen to it.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all remember that time Lil Wayne decided he wanted to be a rock star, but I feel like it'd go kind of like that.
Or the time Snoop Dogg decided he wanted to be a lion? Yeah. Who doesn't?
Lion, baby.
All right, I'm hitting this thing. News in gaming. I don't know if you've ever listened to this podcast before, Miranda, but it's pretty dumb.
Aw.
Let's talk about some news. If only I had like the funeral march like queued up for this, but Miiverse for the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS is shutting down. And it's done. November 7th, 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Or to Pacific Standard Time, I guess, at that point. Pour one out for your Miiverse friends and fellows because the fun is over and the Wii U is dead. I liked Miiverse. Nabashin is the only other person here that liked their Wii U. Because I don't count.
Hey man, I very
Scott.
The Willem Dafoe memes was where it was at.
It was where it was at. So for your reference, Miranda, since you said you were not like a Nintendo know-how,
yeah,
Miiverse was like a social media platform
pretty much
on Wii U, and then it later would come to 3DS, where you could like draw pictures on the Wii U tablet or the 3DS touchscreen.
On the 3DS? Oh, I gotta pick that up.
Yeah, you only got like a month left to enjoy it, so
damn
it. It's like you could like each game would have like a social board that you could post on, and most people would just post like hand-drawn pictures, but
okay, so here's how it went down.
Here we go.
Okay.
He's right. Most of it would be fan-drawn pictures. A lot of it would be hints or people congratulating themselves. However, for the games that were bad, those games got taken over by various different memes. The best one, I think, being... What was it? I don't remember what game it was, but there was an entire board. I think it spread to multiple, where people were just drawing Willem Dafoe,
Yeah, because Willem
just
Dafoe movies
as
are the
different
best.
characters, like as.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
And
like
then-
the games nobody played, people posted on Willem Dafoe memes, and the games that people played, they did like fan art. And what was cool is a lot of games supported Miiverse in the game.
Okay.
So like, you know, New Super Mario Bros. Or like New Super Mario 3D World, in the game after you beat a stage, you could draw something or like use like pre-drawn things and stamp them on there and like post the thing. And then people that finish that stage, you'd be able to see people's posts from it. So it was like integrated really well into the games. It was secretly the coolest part about the Wii U.
Okay.
And they didn't
Yeah.
bring it over to Switch, and now they're killing it. So probably because people drew dicks too much.
Did they draw
Sounds
a lot
about
of
right.
decks? I didn't see a lot of them.
There's a really good dick filter on Miiverse. Whatever Nintendo's using, they have a strong dick filter, but some got through for sure. Yeah, I don't know, it's cool. Miiverse
So
was
it's
a
like-
cool idea.
The Nintendo equivalent to like PlayStation Home.
Not really, because like there wasn't like a space that you walked
No,
around.
it's
It was
Did you have
more-
a DS?
I have a 3DS.
Do you remember PictoChat though?
No.
You see, that's the
Man.
thing, because it's
Okay.
the Miiverse was essentially PictoChat.
Yeah, if it was
Okay.
like online.
Yeah.
Yo, PictoChat was lit, guys. Like back when I was a kid and PictoChat was a thing, like me and my sister would hit up the PictoChat room when we were supposed to be asleep, just fucking chat.
The
Draw
best part
stupid
about
pictures.
What we would do instead is we would take turns animating shit
yeah.
with the slider.
The best part about PictoChat was like right after the DS came out, getting on an airplane with it and then jumping into the PictoChat room and seeing like who else came into it, and then just like saying some like heinous shit like ASL, let's go, come on. Man, 2006, what a crazy year.
ASL, if I go to the bathroom in 5 minutes, will you meet me there?
Mile High Club, you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
I was like 13, you know, it's whatever. We don't have to talk about it. Rest in peace, Miiverse. It was a cool idea. I will miss it. There is some level of Miiverse integration in Splatoon 2 of like you can draw and post messages in Splatoon 2, just Splatoon 2. So I could imagine like something similar carrying over in specific Switch games going forward, but it is sad to see like the kind of network of Miiverse go away. In other Nintendo news, because it was like mostly Nintendo related news, Shovel Knight is getting 3 new amiibos. Well, I guess like they're up for pre-order now, presumably. So there's a. Oh God, sorry, I just like freaked out a little bit because this video started auto-playing, and I thought somebody was behind me. This is an internal crisis. It was all reflected on my face, I'm sure. So there's a new amiibo for Spectre Knight, Plague Knight, and King Knight, who are like the 3 campaigns that are like all part of the original Shovel Knight, which they're referring to as like the Treasure Trove Collection, not the Trevor Trove Collection. Easily mistaken. So I guess I assume what that means is they will continue doing the like other Knight DLCs, but they will be paid for DLCs instead of kind of bundled in for free if you already bought Shovel Knight. But I don't know. I thought it was cool. What's most important is the Game Grumps got to announce it again. It's a very sensual commercial with Aaron Hansen, and it's worth a watch. It's a ride. I'll tell you about it. It felt like a shampoo commercial in the most sexual of ways. But yeah, check those out. And like more importantly, and this is where we can finally get into the news nobody cares about. Nintendo did a Nindies showcase, which they did one earlier this year, like just before the summer started. And they now did one kind of like for the fall and early next year, just talking about all the indie games coming to the Nintendo Switch. I'm curious, Nabashin, do you want to start with the dreams come true or just kind of work up to it?
You can work up to it. It's fine.
Okay. A lot of really cool announcements with this and kind of just general dates on it. One of the important ones is like, what's the game? SteamWorld Dig 2 got a release date, which is like September, like mid to late September. September 21st, that's when it was. And they showed off a lot of new stuff. Unfortunately, most of this is like 2018 stuff. But, you know, there are indie games that they had announced before are still trickling out. Super Meat Boy Forever, which is the sequel to Super Meat Boy, quote-unquote, which does look very good, is coming first to Nintendo Switch in early 2018. They showed off a little bit of the third Shovel Knight King Knight expansion, which is called King of Cards, which is coming in early 2018. Mom Hid My Game, which I think is based on something else. I feel like it's based on like that WarioWare kind of game. And that's also coming to 3DS, and that's coming this year. But a bunch of new games were announced as well, including No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again, which is coming in 2018, which was teased at the Nintendo Switch like unveil events in January this year when fucking Suda51 came out on stage and was just like weird.
Or just Suda51.
Well, he was Suda51. He was doing his thing. And he came out, like, there was, like, a video of him, like, wearing a Shovel Knight shirt as well. It was really weird. I guess, like, I don't remember if it's, like, King Knight is going to be in No More Heroes or if Travis Touchdown is going to be in Shovel Knight, one of the two.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, there's, like, some weird Shovel Knight No More Heroes crossover thing that's happening.
No, it's, I guess you didn't know what it is. Like, so, No More Heroes Travis Strikes Back, is basically, like, so the father of Batgirl, one of the guys that, Travis killed in his bounty in the first No More Heroes, comes after Travis Touchdown. He's playing on like a I guess a possessed video game console or something like that at the time when they're fighting. And then the video console grabs them, and so like pretty much what's going to happen in this game is that you're going to play like other indie games while having the No More Heroes aesthetic to it. So like one of the first things you see in that trailer is Hotline Miami.
Yes.
So it'll be a Hotline Miami version of No More Heroes, and so what him teasing with the Shovel Knight shirt means is that it would be like a No More Heroes version of Shovel Knight.
That's really cool because like they even played like the original Hotline Miami music and everything in that trailer. It was used super well and it fit really well. So that's cool. That makes me actually more excited for Travis Strikes Again. So that's cool. Dreams are coming true, Nabashin. 2017.
Great year for me.
I'm pretty sure I just saw you tweet this year with 3 exclamation marks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Which is great. No, that's really cool because like No More Heroes was originally like a weird thing that came out on Wii, and like it seemed like Nintendo gave a shot to.
A little more like Ubisoft, but yeah.
Yeah, like they published it, right? So
yeah, like No More Heroes is one of my favorite games of all time. Like, does it hold up? I don't know. Like, it's been fucking years since I last time I played it, but like I have like such great memories of it being so unique and like really cool at the time. It's sort of like what I feel about Bayonetta. It's that Bayonetta has mechanics down as well. No More Heroes at the time had the gimmick of the Wii, like motion controls and stuff like that, which I really enjoyed from that game, as far as like wrestling moves and stuff like that. So I don't know if that still holds up. I did play the PS3 one, which I really enjoyed as well. But yeah, I'm just happy to see that franchise come back. It's been forever.
Yeah. I don't know. Travis Touchdown is a really fun protagonist as well. So like seeing him come back is really rad. And there's a lot of really cool ports and stuff in this indie announcement. Like Kentucky Route Zero TV edition is coming to Switch, which is like a big like adventure game, like kind of story adventure game, and things of that ilk. So I Nintendo's got a really good lockdown for indie stuff, and kind of like it reminds me a little bit of Sony early on with the PlayStation 4, where it's like if they can keep this momentum going, like they can use this to essentially build an install base and then go up from there with bigger things. But like I would say, No More Heroes is not a small name. It's definitely niche, but it is still like a relatively big deal for Nintendo. So, and then just other kind of quick news. Not a lot of big news this week. There was like the Half-Life stuff. I don't know if you all wanted to talk about that, but we can maybe loop back around to that before the end. But PlayStation VR.
I don't know if any of us really care about Half-Life enough.
I do. That's why like I like I read.
I can't go through the old games. Like at this point, they're too old. They feel it. They really do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna give this new one a shot.
Well, I mean, there's not necessarily like it was like the leak of the script or like the story premise of Half-Life 2 Episode 3. Well, not a leak. It was like there's a whole situation. It's very interesting, but like I said, we can loop back around to that at the end. PlayStation VR like effectively got a price cut, which is just like the bundle that comes with the camera is now $400, which used to be the bundle with just the headset. And I think the bundle that has the camera and the 2 Move controllers and PlayStation VR Worlds is now $450. So it is easier to just get a whole package that is everything you need, and that used to be, I think, what, $500 right now, Machine? Does that sound right?
Something like that, yeah.
So it's like a $50 price cut in total, but it is still like it's effective. I saw NATO was tweeting about it. He's a big PSVR fan. If you had not gotten on board with the VR,
yeah, NATO likes a bunch of underdog stuff. If you didn't notice.
Yeah, I mean, like, more power to him. He can like Pokemon.
What? I can't. You can joke on him like every 5 seconds about For Honor. I can't make one little small jab at him.
You know what? That's fair. That's totally fair. Miranda, how do you feel about VR?
And more importantly, how do you feel about NATO?
Well, I've never spoken to him, so I have no feelings.
Okay.
Heartless.
He's a lovely human being.
I'm sure. I feel like we may have had some exchanges about My Hero Academia, but I'm not sure.
We'll have to loop back around to that at the end as well. I forgot.
VR. The only VR I've played is I played Eve Valkyrie last year at PSX, and I thought it was rad. And I like the idea of VR. I want it to keep progressing. I'm just worried about how that's gonna work out.
Yeah, it's still
because it just doesn't. There's not enough word of mouth about it ever.
Yeah, there's also like not a lot of video games for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But HTC Vive got like $100 price cut not too long ago as well.
So did Oculus too.
Yeah, so it is coming down, which I feel like is. I really hope this doesn't happen, but I feel like it is in preparation for like a either slimmer, lighter, and equally as expensive version of the hardware, or like just a HTC Vive 2.0. And
yeah,
I know, like I saw an article looking for news today that HTC is looking to possibly sell off their like Vive component of their company. So we'll see. And like HTC mostly makes smartphones, from what I understand, but they probably make other hardware outside of that. And I just want to point out in the live chat, NATO is watching, and he says Miranda is best anime girl. So
it's true.
So I don't know. That's like there's a little bit of love out there. It's that good Twitter vibes. And then the only other thing is the original Xbox is getting discontinued. As in like the fat version of the Xbox, like PH fat. The one that Nabishin and I have. Kinect is gone, and with it, my heart and soul. So now it's just the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X starting this fall. Obviously, it just rolls right off the tongue. But that makes sense, you know. The One S is a little bit more powerful, but it's a lot cheaper. So it is a bummer to stop seeing the giant black box out there, but you know, it's quieter than my PS4. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a nice, well vented machine.
Speaking of, sorry, I have
Go for
a
it.
special edition Destiny PS4, and I keep wondering if they're gonna make one for Destiny 2, and I am upset if they do not.
They are
They
doing one.
will.
I'm pretty sure we discussed this.
Yes.
It's just a nice
This
white
is
PS4 though.
that was the crux of Alex's argument for me getting Destiny on console.
Yeah, like
Okay.
hey, get a bundle Destiny 2 and like Destiny 2. I just said Destiny 2 and Destiny 2 because
Yeah.
And then
I'm trying to look this up. It is a white PS4 Pro.
So it's just a Glacier White one. It doesn't have like a special design or anything.
It's just a Glacier White. Comes with
It's a Pro?
it is a Pro,
Oh, okay.
which is weird. It is cool to see the PS4 Pro in the white design.
No, I'm just surprised they're actually doing that because, like, I thought it would be the cheaper console for the cheaper game. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's $450. So it's the white PS4 Pro and Destiny 2. So I guess in all told, you're saving $10 on Destiny 2. But I don't know. So there you go. There's your special edition bundle. It is, I believe, the white PS4 Pro is only being sold with Destiny 2. So it is technically a limited edition.
It's not cool enough though. Just saying.
Okay. Tony also has a white PS4 from the Destiny bundle. So.
Not anymore, dude.
Oh, which one did you get? Oh, that's right. You got the Pro. Never mind.
I traded it in for Pro, yeah.
Never mind. Ooh, there's like a Destiny 2 limited edition controller. PS4 controller.
No one cares.
All right. I mean, you're.
Good. So go hold a charge for 1 hour.
So you having some trouble with that PS4 controller? Somebody like open a little salt in the wound right there.
Just saying. I'm always wired with my PS4 controller.
It is like it is definitely a bummer how much I have to charge that thing.
Really, I
usually-
feel like I never charge mine ever.
I can usually get through a day, and then I have to charge it. So I charge it overnight, but still.
I'm weirdly paranoid. Like, not paranoid, but like I always have to have it like at full bars. Like I can't see it. When it shows the bar go down like one notch, I'm like, oh, I have to charge it. I'm weird like that. I don't know why. I'm like that with everything though.
I let it roll to like empty bars where it's like blinking, you know, for like a few minutes.
Because you like to live your life on the edge.
I live my life on the edge, man. I'm in the
in
danger.
general,
Go ahead.
in general, because people procrastinate on this stuff a lot, the lower it goes, the more the bar represents.
Like how much life it has.
Yep.
I mean, like, I like to live my life with 0 bars, is what I'm saying. No bars, no problems. That's it for news. So the I guess like I'll briefly try and surmise the Half-Life stuff. So the lead writer for Half-Life left Valve about a year ago. So he, like in the last week, Mark Laidlaw, his name for folks unaware, he posted a. What happened? Oh my god, what was that?
Sorry.
Can anyone confirm or deny? Okay, I'll just assume it was some terrible advertisement playing somewhere. He posted a thing on his personal blog. Essentially, like, is a gender swapped, very you can see through it pretty quickly, called Epistle 3, as in like episode 3, and it is a letter from the perspective of Joseph. I almost said Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I meant Gordon Freeman because that's where I'm at today. I'm just having a rough day, guys. From
okay.
Gordon Freeman's perspective, as to what maybe the plot of Half-Life 2 Episode 3 would be. So people quickly like changed the genders back and then redid the names and kind of put together that this was maybe what the original version of Half-Life 2 Episode 3 was going to be, which essentially is kind of like what you would expect. It feels very much like the way it's paced out, like a thing that would have been on the scale and scope of the Half-Life 2 episodes versus something that would be like a full sequel. And I thought it was really cool. I read it. You know, he posted it under the guise of this, oh, this is just a fan fiction, or this is just, you know, my perspective or what I would have put through on it. And as far as I know, like Valve hasn't said anything on the subject, and he hasn't gotten any trouble yet. But it sounds like he very much could. If I was listening to the Easy Allies podcast before we started, and even though it's gender swapped and under the guise of being a fan fiction, this is still very much like illegal, because technically that story would have been owned by Valve. It's likely that Valve has no intention of making Half-Life 2 Episode 3, but it is cool to maybe get a little bit of closure on what that story might have been. And it's a cool story. Like, it's worth a read if you were a Half-Life fan like me. And I thought it was pretty interesting. But I still don't think at this point, like, until something changes drastically, like, there probably is no plans to make another Half-Life game. But I'd sure like it if they did make one. Even if I did end up not liking it, I'd sure like to see them give it a shot. And that's it. And that's my story. Let's take a peek into the mail sack. You can be a part of the show in a variety of ways. You can tweet us your questions at IrrationalPod with the hashtag IPQ, or you can send us an email, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com, or leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Standard long distance fees do apply. We got a few questions here. The first one being from at Jake R. Nichols. Jake Nichols on Twitter, the dude, as he is colloquially known. Recent music recommendations. I think this is where my Carly Rae Jepsen theory come up. I'm curious, what's everybody listening to? What's your current music jam?
Oh boy.
Miranda, you go first.
I listen to a lot of music, man.
Okay.
So today, for like the past few days, all I've been listening to is Matchbox 20. So, because they're my favorite band.
Really? Okay. I've never heard someone refer to Matchbox 20 as their favorite band.
I feel like I'm being judged by you, Alex.
No, my dad loves Matchbox 20. I like their music when I would listen to it with him. I only like
Matchbox 20 and Goo Goo Dolls tied for favorite band.
Okay. Goo Goo Dolls still up in the running though.
Yeah, they're very close.
I like one song by Matchbox 20, which is How Far We've Come.
I think you like one song by them, but if you listen to more, you would like them all.
Currently, as of my current mindset, I like one song by Matchbox 20, and I'm open to liking more. How about that? This is a judgment-free zone, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Calvin Harris has a new album out, Funk Wave Bounces, Volume 1.
Sounds funky as hell.
It is funky. There's a song on it called Feels. It's got Pharrell Williams, Katy Perry, Big Sean.
I like that song. It's good.
Really fun.
Okay. I can live with that.
Besides that, I've been making a Dirty South rap playlist for my friends, so I've been listening to that a lot.
Ooh.
That's my favorite. That's my third favorite genre of music.
Dirty South rap.
Yeah.
Any artists I would know from Dirty South rap?
Yeah, old T.I.'s Dirty South, Ludacris, Young Dro. Basically any rap artist out of Atlanta, for the most part, does Dirty South. Some of them don't, but...
So, would you say Childish Gambino has some dirty rap in there, Dirty South rap?
Not really, because he doesn't produce his music in that way.
What about B.O.B., a.k.a. Bobby?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Those would be the big ones out of Atlanta that I know. Most of the rap I think I find myself listening to is from Chicago or the Midwest area, like Kid Cudi, Kanye West,
Near me.
Chance the Rapper. Yeah, so that is where I just like the sound consistently draws me to that place. So
yeah.
What else have you been listening to, Tony? Tell me. Outside of Big Love was the name of the song? I don't remember.
Feels?
Feels. I was really close.
So close. But for me, I've been listening to a lot of Undertale music this week.
Nice.
But that's kind of I don't know. I haven't listened to Spotify this week, but it's been a lot of just that kind of stuff. And that one song, that we played on the podcast a while ago. I listened to that again.
Okay. That hot beat.
Yeah.
As you would say. But trying to think. I'm trying to like go through. I'm cataloging the music I've been listening to. There's a lot. We'll get to me. A lot of Carly Rae Jepsen theories I'm gonna drop on you guys. Scott, what kind of music are you listening to right now? Is it still just like you got your death metal playlist and you're happy with it?
Not exactly. I mean, you're close.
Okay.
But no, it's been at least from my perspective, a lighter week.
Okay.
Circa Survive dropped a bunch of new songs, and I started listening to them.
Okay.
Ooh, good choice. Circle Survive is amazing.
And then, as always, I kind of default to Dance Gavin Dance.
Okay. I appreciate the diverse like music choices across this podcast just in general.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Nabishan?
I've been like relapsing on like some of the old stuff I used to listen to, or not really listen to, but like.
I wonder if AMV's had anything.
See,
like that.
that's the bullshit about it. Because like ever since we brought that thing back up, like I've been like listening to all the old music that I used for that. So I'm looking at like
just a lot of Linkin Park. Just so
no, not even Linkin Park. Like like the Offsprings and
Cascada.
Dashboard Confessionals and Slipknot and Disturbed and like I said, I was listening to Hearts of Fire earlier this week too. So stuff like that.
Say what you will about Slipknot and Disturbed, but sometimes you just gotta yell.
Disturbed is great.
What's sad is the Disturbed lead singer has like just such an amazing voice.
Mm-hmm.
And like you get some of that sometimes.
I will say I saw Disturbed live in like an arena concert with like 70,000 people there, and I did think I might die.
I believe.
Well, I mean, do they do the Wall of Death? Because I mean, if they do, then that's kind of reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, generally you don't die because if someone falls to the floor, everything stops, and then they escort that person out of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw
you.
Korn at the same time, and I was way more. I had to get lifted out of the pit because I was like terrified.
Yeah, that's horrifying, but just in general. So there's this. I'll throw a few out here. Taylor Swift put out a new song. It's all right.
It's really bad.
I'm not a hater. We talked about it last week. Haters gonna hate.
Okay.
Absolutely. What else are we gonna do?
Is all I'm saying, Miranda. I found this. I was like reading some news on Verge, and like a while ago they posted about this guy. I think is an artist on Bandcamp. He goes by Ghosting. He made a album of like rap and trap beats mixed in with Studio Ghibli songs. It's called Reimagining Miyazaki. It's very good. It's like a 21-minute album. It's very short. It's a nice brisk listen. I've been listening to it a lot while I write. It's by Ghosting. As far as I know, it's only on Bandcamp, but it's pay what you want if you want to get in on that. And then I took a very deep dive into this Carly Rae Jepsen rabbit hole. And now I have all three of her albums on my phone. I'm looking at them right now. Just thinking about life. So Max Landis, writer extraordinaire, put out this great video talking about what's her new single called? Cut to the Feeling, which is like her most recent single, which I guess is off of whatever her next album will be. And he's got this broad, sweeping theory about her music, and how she relies on these themes, and she totally does, and it's all true and real. And I've been listening to a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen because of that. She's just very good as far as like pop artists. She does have a tendency to sing from like a different visual perspective than most other pop artists. She's very good. Okay, I'm just saying, if you're out there judging right now.
Yeah, I am judging. I mean, it's because like you're saying these things, and after I listen, all I'm thinking is Alex is fucking lying to me.
All right, that's fair. I don't think you would like it, Scott, in my defense. But I'm a big fan, and yeah, she's got a great like a great perspective, and like I empathize with a lot of the themes that she writes about in her songs, very much. So,
Hey, just putting it out there. My computer blue screened, but I'm back. I did save the audio, but I have to start a new recording in a second.
all right.
Luckily, I was able to save the audio.
Thank you for telling me. Did it just like shut down blue screen, or did it like?
Yeah, like suddenly my computer was not doing anything, and then
why it seemed like there was one less person in the Google Hangout.
you just never noticed. It feels
I was
bad.
looking at the people. I'm like, there's 2 blue things, and I think one of them's Scott. But I'll wait for you. I'll always wait for you, Tony.
Aw.
Thanks.
Got you.
I mean, while we're waiting,
Yeah.
so Miranda, I noticed that you have the default Google avatar there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see, I too have a very similar avatar. Can you spot the difference?
I can. I know. I've noticed it every time you talk.
I want to know the process, because when you did that, Scott, 10 out of 10 moment, very funny. But like, did you like import it to like Microsoft Paint and then draw on it?
Have you seen Scott's Discord?
I have.
I bet
yes.
hold on.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new one?
I haven't seen the new one. I saw.
All right, you should just
click that link for Scott's Discord avatar.
Scott, you're an artist. That's what I'm learning right now. I like that you're ready with that, Tony.
for the.
I mean, I have this app on my computer that I can just screenshot anything and it automatically uploads it to their website. So I can just click the thing on the bottom of the computer, drag a window for the screenshot to be taken in, and then literally Control V to paste the link.
The eyebrows on this are very good.
I love it. Oh my god.
It's sideways.
So
it's
how that one happened is Tony was mad that I still had the default avatar,
Of course.
I was triggered.
and then I made that.
Okay. Are you ready, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. On one.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1.
We in this, boys.
NATO in the chat, in our live chat, said, Disturbed is the fucking best, and he loves Taylor. Hate that fucking song, though. Okay, fair enough. You know? Logan Wilkinson was on last week.
1989 was a great album. This new song is just terrible.
I've been listening to the Red album by Taylor Swift.
Red is good too.
I've never listened to a full Taylor Swift album, is what I learned recently. So I figured I'd start with that one, because I'm like trying to maybe broach myself into a little bit of a country sound just to see how I'm feeling.
Dude, I love country music.
I'm trying to
But also,
diversify.
I'm from the Midwest, so like, of course I do.
Yeah, of course. No judgment, though. Stephen Coffin at Scoffin Steven says, okay, so Custom Robo will definitely get a new game soon. We know that, definitely. But what about Thrillville? Thoughts? I don't even know what Thrillville is. Let me see.
I think the chances of Thrillville getting a sequel is, like the chances of a.
Custom Robo sequel, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's
Equal-
gotta happen, man. It's gotta happen.
It's gotta-
It's
yeah,
definitely gotta happen.
Oh, yeah, this is like the Roller Coaster Tycoon wannabe.
Damn.
Well, like it came out on like PSP and DS.
Just insult the thing he loves.
Well, I mean, I'm just laying out the truth. There was a thing that was like this
I mean, you
before.
don't have to do it that way. I mean, like you do it in the lazy way. Oh, it's the Dark Souls of the Roller Coaster Tycoon games
You're
or
right.
something.
It's a theme park creator where you make roller coasters.
Would you say that it's as hard as Dark Souls?
It's definitely got some polygons.
Does that make it the Dark Souls of Tycoon games?
It makes it closer. It's got some polygonal people. I would not call it the Dark Souls of Roller Coaster Tycoon likes, but I would call it a Roller Coaster Tycoon like. Was there Thrillville 2? That's the real. I guess there was Thrillville and then Thrillville : Off the Rails. So maybe. I want to believe, Steven, I think there's hope for a sequel to Thrillville. We have a question from Nato Johnson at NatoGA18. This is a good like segue into some good old My Hero Academia talk.
Ooh.
Let's see. What is this like a reply? Okay. Friend to all Ian hates Bakugo on My Hero Academia. What's everyone's opinion on the character? Hashtag IPQ XOXO For Honor Game of the Year 2017 for your consideration.
Bakugo is fine.
Yeah, he's just wrong.
Oh my god. I have like had this argument on Twitter about 30 times now. Like,
Here's my thing, and I'm gonna lay down the even-headed perspective
okay.
for you. Like, I see that, you know, he's your foil character, right? You need a good foil. I think he's a good foil.
But he's not that. I'm not entirely sure if you've gotten there, but he's not that.
Well, hear me out.
Like it's okay. So I haven't watched the recent. I'm like from where I'm speaking. I'm not entirely sure if the anime has gotten there yet.
Okay.
But he currently might be a foil character, but right now he definitely isn't.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of where I am with the story.
So I'm sure he goes somewhere in the manga. As I'm sure the
excuse me, Magan.
Mangu.
the Mangoose has gone.
Excuse me, Kiwi.
Am I from New Zealand? So I would say like, I think it's cool that Deku has two foil characters. Like he's got Todoroki, who's like a rival, and then Bakugo, who's like just an asshole. But I see that they're like laying out the groundwork for like some kind of arc here, and like I'm willing to go for the ride. I'm not gonna say I love or hate him. He just does nothing for me. That's my perspective, right?
That's fair, but like they're both not the foil characters.
I mean, like foil only. I mean more in like the context of your rival character.
I think Bakugo is a foil because I think Bakugo is to Deku what Endeavor is to All Might.
Okay.
Where he's gonna have this constant like he wants to be better thing that he's like not gonna be able to achieve. And like he's kind of a dick, but here's the thing. Yeah. Like Bakugo spent his whole life thinking he was the best and everyone kept telling him you're the best. So now as a teenager, he's like having to deal with the fact that he's not the best. And like he's a piece of shit. That's true. But like he's still honorable. Like he doesn't go easy on Araka because he doesn't want to like demean her or diminish her in that way. And like when he wins against Todoroki, he's mad because he wanted to deserve that win. Like there are good aspects to him, and I would like. I feel like they need to be acknowledged. Damn it.
It's like I understand where you guys are going with the foil, but those two aren't. This is a spoiler, but those two aren't it.
Okay.
I don't think Todoroki is. I think they're just bros.
I want to see them bro out. Maybe like make out too. Like, you know.
Well, I've read that in a few fan fictions.
I'm sure you have. No. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go off into some weird territory really quick.
Let's do it.
I tweeted about this the other day, and somebody was like, "I've been thinking about this for days." I read this fanfiction the other day that I like came across where like it was Bakugo and Todoroki, and like while they were involved, Todoroki accidentally like set off the nitroglycerin on Bakugo's skin. Like he accidentally ignited his sweat, and I just like I can't get past that mental image, to be honest.
Is it like a good mental image or a bad one?
No, it's just weird because it's humorous. Because like if you imagine that happens, like suddenly the bedroom is on fire, which is like probably the biggest mood killer in the world. Like,
or it's the biggest accelerant in the world.
Ding.
This is like literally all I'm gonna be thinking about tonight. I hope you guys know.
See?
My Hero Academia is very good.
That's excellent. Yeah. I try to get all my friends to watch.
Are you like? Are you reading the Mongoose, Scott?
No,
yeah.
Scott. Yeah.
Okay. You're not though, apparently.
Yeah, I don't read the manga for a lot of shows I want to watch because I don't want to think that the show is bad in comparison or to like spoil things for myself.
Yeah. Okay. Cameron, in our live chat, as a reply to you, Scott said, "I know what Scott is talking about. They're just not there yet. It's okay. Things change."
Yeah, yeah. I'm also up to date on the Mayangu, and it goes places for sure.
Okay. I want to believe that it goes places. The show has given me enough credit to like believe that it will do it and do it well. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, this is just a 2-dimensional character, especially when they do show those little flashes of him being interesting. It's just right now he's not doing a lot for me. Just like I wasn't really a big fan of Sasuke literally until the end. I'm like, he's not doing a lot for me currently.
I mean, to be fair, he was the background character for more than half of that series.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like moody, which I do like. I'm not gonna pretend I don't like, but it's just.
You just like moody boys?
Sorry, I couldn't contribute to this. I was dealing with animals, so
It's okay. Animals gotta be dealt with. Do you give me your elevator pitch on Bakugo, Nabashin, or just your?
I mean,
thoughts?
it's pretty much what everyone has already said. And
Going
it's pretty
somewhere?
much. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much what Miranda said. It's just like as far as just like a character who's been told he was the best all his life, and then like being conflicted with seeing all these like other people who can actually challenge him. It's just like this. It's just a mental thing. It's a mental thing that he's just not used to, and it takes him a while to get over that hump.
He'll grow, okay? He'll grow.
You're gonna really like his arc.
I'm
That's
really
exciting.
excited. It makes me really
It's raw.
I'm excited.
Like, it's literally one of my favorite things about the series, and why he's probably my second favorite character after Deku.
Wow,
It's because of that.
that's cool. Apparently, Ian and you can speak to this more accurately since you were on that episode, on an episode of A Plus Anime, an anime podcast brought to you by OK Beast. Ian just shat all over
Dude,
Bakugo.
he hates Bakugo. I send him little things from like the anime or little gifs and shit all the time to be like, look, Bakugo's okay. He's like, nah, fuck him. Like,
I mean, he has his own personal reasons. He's dealt with bullies, and like he's like when I was talking about like My Hero, and like I was comparing Deku to like somewhat a disabled person in that universe, because like it's 80% people who has these powers, and like he's one of the few people who doesn't have it, and he's saying he's pretty much like someone beating up someone. He's saying Bakugo's pretty much just beating someone up who's in a wheelchair, more or less, in that universe. So I mean, that's probably not the best comparison I made, but like
That does make sense in context, though. I understand
yeah,
what you're
that's
saying.
reasonable.
I mean, if even from where you guys are at, that's still wrong.
Yeah. Ian has very strong opinions about things.
yeah, like don't shit on the man because he has opinions.
I know. I'm just.
But I mean, that's just factually not what's happening.
Well, like, I see the comparison they're making at the very least.
I can see the comparison, but I mean, it's still not what's happening. You have to remember, despite how he talked to Deku, they were still friends.
At some point.
Well, there's a difference between friends who like, like you're a piece of shit, but saying like, oh, go jump off a bridge because I don't fucking you're trying to like impede on my greatness.
Yeah.
And that's what he doesn't like about him.
That's essentially Alex and my relationship. So
Yeah, you don't exactly have a problem with that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't think of Tony that way, but maybe Tony would think of me that way.
Aww.
You see, you're just making the point even more solid.
Okay, fair enough. I will say, in regards to A Plus Anime, I was on, or I will be on, the next episode about Sword Art Online. So you guys listen to that. It's just me and Nato. We talked for an hour about it, and we're both really into it. And we had a great conversation.
Which girl did Nato like?
We didn't talk about which girl we liked
Okay, good.
because that show is way more than just that.
Okay, good. 'Cause that was a whole thing on the show.
Yeah,
No,
it's a whole thing on this show, but it's just because Tony sucks.
wow, what?
I haven't never finished. I need to go back to it. I only seen up to like maybe like the 5th episode of that.
If you watched it and then talked to me about it, you would like
Hate
gain
it.
an appreciation for
Okay,
it.
I'm joking.
I only say that
I'm joking.
because we have like a good banter about things. I think you get a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
If you enjoy that kind of thing. How do you feel about Sword Art Online, Miranda? Tread carefully.
Oh, you know, I like anime a lot, Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this
Yeah.
about me. It's maybe not basically the only thing I talk about on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
Well, that and homoerotic fan fiction, but like, you know,
that too, because
Well,
it's
like,
funny.
They're both good.
they're both
Yeah,
good.
they're both great. So my feelings on Sword Art Online go, the first season is okay-ish, and everything after that's like pretty bad.
So do you mean like the first season as in the first 25 episodes or the first half of season
No, the first half of season 1.
1? Okay. That's fair.
Like I tried. I gave it like an effort, and I was like, I don't care, and I think this is stupid. Like, go watch Dot Hack Sign instead. I don't know.
I think like that's a lot of folks' response to it. It is my favorite anime of all time, so
What?
it was nice having you out on the podcast, but no, I'm just kidding.
But now you have to go.
It's fine. It's
You
fine.
have
You're
to
tender
Again,
for
I think
for
there are
Midwest.
very,
I don't
very,
like that show either.
there are very specific reasons for that.
Yeah, the same reason why like Inuyasha is my favorite anime of all time.
Oh,
Like,
Inuyasha's
I know.
the bomb.
I know it's not the best. I know there's problems with it, but like I have very special personal reasons why that one's my favorite of all time.
I get that. But Inuyasha's just like good, so
Wow, okay.
unlike Sword Art.
All right, one last question then. What's your favorite anime of all time?
Me?
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh my god, this takes a lot of thought.
Good. That means it matters, and I want that. I'm gonna dig into that.
Oh my god.
Dragon Ball Z. I knew it.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding.
Obviously, like Sailor Moon's one of my favorite animes because it's like very sentimental to me. Like it was like the anime.
So good.
Oh, I know the answer to this. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even had to think about it. Gundam Wing is my favorite anime.
I said Gundam
Said it.
That's great. Okay, cool. That's
It's the
an answer I
best.
wouldn't have expected. So.
It's by the way the only Gundam mech anime that I like.
Got it in one. Everybody else
Yep,
give up.
pretty much.
And it's so weird too, because Gundam Wing is so like, it's so chatty and it's so political, but it's so
That's why I
interesting
like
all at
it,
the same
too.
time.
Political shit is my jazz. So
Let's
You didn't ask me what my favorite is, Alex.
Well, it's because like there's a guest and then there's you, Tony. No, I'm just-
Yeah.
dang.
All right,
Sorry,
Tony.
man.
All right, Tony. I need you to tell me what is your.
I feel like you already knew though. That's why you
I
did.
feel like I do.
It's Food Wars. No, it's
No.
not Food Wars.
No,
I know.
was
I
literally
know.
gonna joke say Food Wars too. so
Isn't the new one Fuka?
Is it Fuka? I feel like that's Justin's favorite anime of all.
No,
You see
I mean,
yours?
I'm reading the manga for that one, the mango, but and I'm
The
caught
apple.
up to date on that one. But it's not my favorite.
I know it used to be Harui, but I don't know what it is now. I know you said it was something new. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was Haruhi for forever. That's now my third favorite. Second favorite, Love Live School Idol Project, and my number one favorite of all time, Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice is
Yuri.
fun. Man, I forgot
So
about
good.
that.
God, Yuri on Ice is so good.
You wanna
I've
talk
been
about
leaving a lot of Yuri on Ice.
Alex, you should
lately,
probably
so-
watch Yuri on Ice.
I should. I watched.
Dude,
the
you
first episode.
gotta.
I watched it with NATO and we held hands.
Aww.
We might have kissed a lot after that.
You know that NATO and I also watched Yuri on Ice together.
Yes, I do. Did I send you that? There's a video on my
Yeah,
phone
I got a Snapchat.
of NATO dancing to the opening of Yuri on Ice with me.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't dancing. He was dancing, and I was sitting on the couch laughing. Let's start the show. We got some bets to get to, and then we're gonna close this bad boy out. You can follow each of us on Twitter individually. It's probably the best way to get a hold of any of us. It sounds like it might be the same for you as well, Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at AlFighter27. Scott is at WhatTechuz. Nobshin is at NABESHIN186. And Tony is at Tony Horvath, all one word. I'm going to take a crack at this, Miranda.
Okay, I'm excited.
Is it Jaeger X7?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
There's a
That's
farm-
related to anime too.
I would believe it. Isn't like Jaeger like a giant robot?
Pacific Rim.
Not Pacific Rim, but
I know. I know.
like-
No way to be
so
that.
Eren Yeager is Attack on Titan, but it's way older than that. It's a Bleach discourse thing.
Okay. All right. There is a farm in Maryland owned by the Jaeger family. That's the reason I knew how to pronounce that.
Good job.
I tried. So follow Miranda at Jaeger X7. Is it Jaeger X or is it Jaeger X? I don't know.
Jaeger X.
Okay, good. And you can follow the show and the website on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Some other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Also, Google Play. We are up there now. I don't know. I believe they have a rating system there as well. Check out VGEvo.com and the podcast network there that we are part of. Monthly Passions Podcast, Input, a video games news show. Very good. Please listen to it. Twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions and YouTube.com/IrrationalPassions. Like I said, on YouTube, that's where our new Destiny show is going to be. And we will probably be streaming some dumb stuff related to Destiny on Twitch. And Danny said he was going to stream the original Knack on Twitch. So, I don't know if that's going to be a thing that's valuable or worth your time, but I'm looking forward to it. And if you like the show, tell your friends about it. Miranda, is this where you're going to put out your personal Tumblr that you...
Absolutely not.
reblog all that specific Yuri on Ice related material?
I mean, I do really blog a lot of that stuff, but still, no, never.
Absolutely.
Especially not for you, Alex.
Well, I mean, I found a way to find it, so I'm not too worried about it anyway.
I have I've probably posted art that I made from my Tumblr to my Twitter, so it's probably there somewhere.
Oh no, I did find it. I don't know if you saw that I followed you on them, but I did for sure.
Oh God, don't do that.
For everything else, Irrational Passions, IrrationalPassions.com is the place to go. And now it is time for bets.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah?
Is it too late to circle back around to the bonus content we were talking about what we were watching this week?
No, what's up? Let's take a tangent.
So I watched episode 20 of Alex Plays with Tony Horvath Omega Quintet.
Yeah.
That fire.
Straight fire. The last
Straight
episode
fire.
and the last episode you'll ever need.
Yep.
We definitely peaked there. God,
that episode's so good.
We had way too much fun with that fucking thing.
Yeah, dude.
That little let's
we
make
gotta
our
do
own
it. We gotta
music
do
video.
another duo let's play at some point.
Yeah, we should. We'd have to find like a good game in the tier of quality as Omega Quintet, though.
You're right. So an actual good game.
Hopefully. So at the end of our podcast, we do dumb bets, and none of it's that for real, Miranda. But I need you to really I want you to want to win.
Okay.
That's all I want from you. So
Okay.
we have two betting teams. It's Scott and I as Team Flaught, the underdog, as we are also known as.
Okay.
And Tony and Nabishin on Team BBC. So, Miranda, I don't know if you want to just be on the losing team, but I'll give you the dealer's choice of which team you want to be betting for.
Yeah, let's go for Team Flaught over here, the underdogs.
The past present participle of flew?
Maybe?
I mean, I always just called it incorrect past tense, but all right.
Sure, I could go with that too. We could bounce back and forth. So this week's bet on Amazon's top best-selling video games of next week, of essentially when we look at the list next week, which will be higher and by how many points or by how many spots? Destiny 2 or Knack 2? the battle of the twos, and by how many places on the basically it's just the best-selling games by Amazon's metric, whichever of the two they've sold more of.
So by this Saturday, right? Or the Saturday coming up?
By Saturday. Keep in mind,
Okay.
Knack does come out on, Tuesday, and Destiny comes out on Wednesday? Which I don't know why Destiny comes out on Wednesday.
I think
That's
it was
a
going
weird
to be Friday, and then
It
it
was
just
going
changed
to
it
be
to Wednesday.
Friday, and they moved it up. But I don't know why. So what I want you to do, Miranda, is in our little Google Hangouts side chat here, you can type in which you think will be higher, and then by how many slots.
Okay.
And then we'll all send them together in just a moment. I'm very excited for this. This is a good bet. I was probably too excited when I made it before we started, but you know, what you gonna do? So in order to win this bet, just for everyone's specifications, the first and most important thing is you need to have the right game chosen, and then it's whoever is closest after that. So, I guess Scott just sent it, so I'm gonna send mine. Ooh, and we're still waiting on you, Tony.
Let me see.
That's a lot, Scott.
Yeah.
I want to believe that you're just like you nailed it though. It's just like it's gonna be so much.
Who wants to play Knack 2?
There is a very weird subsect of human.
Who are way too into Knack 2.
They're way too into Knack 2. Okay, so I said Destiny 2 by 8 points. Scott said Destiny 2 by 20 places. Miranda said Destiny 2 by 9 places. Nobishin said Destiny 2 by 5. And Tony said Destiny 2 by 12. So
No one's supporting Knack.
No one's supporting Knack. If it is Knack at all, we're all wrong. Which, you know.
Every team goes back to 0 points. If it's Knack.
We reset the counter because Knack 2 is the only truth. And we have to live in that world then.
And we also restart
cool
the
with that penalty.
one again.
That's fair. I'm glad you're cool with that.
I'm cool with the back to 0 penalty.
So you'll get advantage again?
No, it's season 1 of bets is over and it's time for the punishment game.
I'm thinking that we will end season 1 at bets when we hit our 50th bet. We are on bet 40 now. I think that's fair.
That or Knack 2 wins.
That or Knack 2 wins. It'll be whichever comes first. I swear if Knack 2 wins, I'm going to be disappointed in the world.
There's going to be a price error on Amazon.
Yeah, right?
It's
going to be Knack 2.
We're going to have to rebrand the podcast, start from episode 1.
Call it
Get
IP
fake
West.
names.
Call it IP West.
Yeah, dude, call it IP West.
IP Knack edition. Last week's bet. Last week's bet was how many times within this week will Xavier Woods tweet out the word Windjammers? We didn't specify, but I think it's fair that this includes at Windjammers.
Yep.
Because, like, why would you not want to talk about Windjammers without letting them know that you're talking about Windjammers? Now, I did check before we started the show.
I did too.
Have a little bit of point of reference, but I will see if he's tweeted about it since.
He's at Dragon Con, so no, he's not.
So the total I had was 5 times.
It was actually 2 times. 3 of those tweets were like a retweet from windjammers.com.
Okay.
Or from the Windjammers Twitter.
Official Twitter account.
Yeah, so
We did specify it doesn't include retweets. So
yeah, so
okay.
It was only 2 times.
2 times. So I bet 17. Scott bet 7. Nobishin bet 17, and Logan bet 17, and the winner Tony bet 3 times.
Hey!
So congratulations, Tony. You've won Danny Juarez's love and affection until it is up for grabs again at the end of next week. And you also have earned the final word to kind of say or reiterate anything you want to do here at the end of the show now.
Smash
So
your
please.
pass.
Smash. This shit's so funny, man. Mirai EU on YouTube. Fucking, oh my god, so good.
Is that your final word?
Yep.
Okay. There you go. Mirai. Mirai? Isn't he go by Mirai?
Yeah, but his Twitter handle's at Mirai EU.
Okay. That's cute. Like Mirai European Edition.
Even though he lives in China.
Okay. He lives in China?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, like, a lot of his videos are unboxings, but, like, everything's fucking broken and packaged weird because he lives in China. It's great.
That's really awesome. That's the show.
6 months for me to get anything.
Thank you, Miranda, for coming on. I hope you had a good time.
I did.
There's gonna be a little bit after I end the show that we're gonna keep recording through. So just keep recording until I say you can stop recording now, as a heads up.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for listening, watching. Thank you to Nato and Cameron especially, and who else popped in here toward the end? Kaylee popped in. A few folks popping in, hanging out in the live chat. Thank you to all you guys for hanging out.
Kaylee and all the rest.
I think there was one other person that came in. Kaylee, Nato, and Cameron. Oh, George Cruz. That's who it was. Kaylee and George. Don't laugh at me.
I'm sorry.
Thank you to those two for popping in and hanging out for a little bit. And thank you everyone for listening, as always. I'm very excited for our Destiny podcast coming soon. I'm excited to doing some streams, hopefully actually getting some shit done and up. There's a lot of cool stuff coming, so be excited. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World Is Saved, respectively. Thank you, Tony, Scott, and Amishin for joining me as always. I love you guys. Winky face.
Gross.
That's it. That's all I got. Thank you again, Miranda. It's been it's been a trip.
Aw.
I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay irrational. We will talk to you all next week.
Titles. Yo, the Clock King is a dope villain. By the way, BT dubs, the Clock King is a dope villain. I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Anyway.
We're going to go through this list of titles that Namishin wrote down, and then we're going to pick one that's going to be the title for the show.
And Tony, he contribute today.
Yeah, I put a couple in there.
Okay.
All right, so we got Scott, the physical embodiment of everything. Smash or pass. Grind with me. PSP Puff. Season 3. Play with me. Deserts only. Remember the time Snoop Dogg wanted to be a lion? Willem Dafoe's Meverse. Daddy's speed dating. I've never heard anyone being a Matchbox fan.
Harsh.
The Dark Souls of
Yikes.
Tycoon games. Knack 2 is the one truth. And Irrational Knactions episode 0.
All right, that's pretty good. I just want to say two things. Deserts only is actually desserts only.
Dude, I read them as written.
And PSP Puff is kind of like saying ATM machine. It's redundant.
PS Puff, excuse us.
There you go. It's all right. I'll allow it. I just, what do you like, Miranda? Of these titles, which would you want to be the title for this podcast?
Yeah, I'm really tempted by I've never heard anyone being a Matchbox fan.
See, that's the temptation. It's going to be like a weighted. It's whoever chooses the most. So it's a little bit of like, what do I want to be the title, and what do I think other people want to be the title, and that way I can actually get it.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't play that game. I just say what I want.
Same, I just pick one.
I guess I'm the only other person playing the game, so here we are. Dark Souls of Tycoon games is pretty good. What did you pick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I've never heard of anyone
You're
being
just
a
committed
Matchbox
to it. Okay,
fan.
good.
So I'm committed.
Namishin, what do you like?
I like the Irrational Actions.
That's good. That is a good one.
Those are really good. It's the way it's spelt too. Just makes me happy because it looks terrible. Scott.
I'm gonna go with remember the time Snoop Dogg wanted to be a lion.
That was my second choice. That one's amazing.
Tony.
I like Irrational Actions.
Okay, I'm good with that one too. I kind of want Tony. I want you to say the title.
Okay.
Miranda, or like a sentence up here that I'm gonna have you read, and we're gonna cut that and put it at the beginning.
You muted there for a second, Alex.
Oh, it's because I'm typing. I'm gonna put
He's
up a
gonna
phrase here or a sentence that I'm gonna have you read, and then we're gonna cut that and put it at the beginning.
Miranda, he's talking to you.
I hear you. I was reading what he was typing.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's not hard, right? I got it. You're right. Okay, good. I did. I didn't mess it up by leaving out a word like I did the one time.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Miranda.
All right. You're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast, episode 343.
Irrational Knactions.
It's just the way it sounds grates against my very existence. You can stop recording now.
Cool.
And I'm going to stop this broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night. Bye.